Alright, listen. The thoughts and opinions expressed on the Staydownla podcast belong to me, KSTAKS, and maybe whoever else got the nerve to pull up. This ain't for the overly sensitive, overly serious, or anybody looking to be offended on purpose. If you mad, you might want to log off now. For everybody else, welcome to the Staydownla podcast. Let's talk our shit. What up? It's your boy KSTAKS, and welcome back to another episode of the Staydownla podcast. At first, I felt comfortable doing this episode with my shirt off, but now I'm feeling like it's coming off a little bit too thirst trappy, so I'm gonna put my shirt off. But, you know what I'm saying? As I'm doing that, you guys already know the deal. You guys already know the routine. If this is your first time here, stopping at the... Hold on, let me fix my headphones. Sorry, guys. You know, sometimes Let me put the headphones on before I continue talking. It's kind of like... It kind of has to do with what I was going to, like... You guys already know I go on random tangents. But just a random tangent I could just get out the way right now. I was just talking to Tiani, and it was just so funny because... I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm at this point where I care. I care about what I say on here. But it is what it is. It was just... I'm saying, this is what it is. So, I was texting her, we on TikTok, we talking, and there was this post about basically this guy saying, oh, if he wanted, like girls, basically the guy was saying that girls were really on point on what they said. If he wanted to, he would. So I basically like put the same thing to her, like, well, hey, like I do be wanting to do the things for the girl, but the girl I want to do it for, she clearly don't want me to do it for her. And I just feel like, I don't know, it's just so funny when I had this conversation with Tiani because it's like, I just be feeling like, sometimes I be feeling like she playing with me. Like sometimes I'll be like okay, like she's clearly like trolling me right now. But after today, I think she genuinely doesn't realize, and like it's like this, and I feel like I'm telling you, it's not just her. It's like with every situation. Now, even when I get into my weekly recap, I'm gonna get into it. I think I just be caring or be just, and that's why I'm working on, like, to stop trying to imagine different scenarios, stop trying to like wonder what could have been, what is, and what not, and stuff like that. Because I think my issue is, whereas I probably shouldn't be thinking that deep, or it's probably not that deep, I just always just dwell on it. I always just be having, that's why I tell you guys every time, I put in my affirmations, don't be like the homeless people, don't be like the homeless people. Like, I need to stop having these conversations in my head, because in my head is just so many ways and imaginations of where I feel like it could go, and it never go. But pretty much I was just saying how, like, in my head I'm just like, she knows that, like, I want her. Like, she knows that, like, well, what I'm saying, she knows, because there was a big portion where I was like heavily trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, shoot, and she just was just deflected it. So eventually it kind of just turned to, well, you know, as long as we cool, I'm just happy to be in her life type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, maybe, like I said, I might be one of the few niggas that could do that, but and that's what I was like, I think it's like, that's what a crush is, you know. It's like, you know, I am attracted to you, yeah, I would want to be with you, but like, if eventually you don't reciprocate it, I guess it's just, to me, I feel like it's just like, I'm not supposed to fuck with you no more. Like, damn, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I feel like that's weak. So that's why I still fuck with her, because I'm like, you still a cool person. Just because you're not fuck with me in this aspect doesn't mean I can't fuck with you in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? But it was just funny because I'm texting her and she's telling me like, oh, if she don't stick around, and in my head I'm like, that's what I'm doing here. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and that's what I was, and that's what I thought was, and basically that was my point, was like, it's so funny, like, a woman to tell you, like, man, like, you can tell a girl, you give a woman, niggas too, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm sure you could describe somebody, all their bad traits to someone, and be like, you know, the girl I'm dealing with, she does this, she does this, she does that. And then they'll be like, man, you should not be fucking with them. And then you tell them, be like, I'm talking about you. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, like, that's me? Like, yeah, like, yeah, that's you. Like, I had to kind of just move on, because it was like, it clearly wasn't being, you know what I'm saying? You clearly weren't fucking with a nigga, and that's no problem. But I'm just like, I just thought that was funny, because in my head I'm like, when I'm texting her, I'm talking about her, but I'm like, I'm just playing. Like I'm already thinking like she peeped. Like, okay, I'm clearly talking about you. But the way she responded, I'm like, oh, you really think I'm talking about a random girl? Like, you genuinely think I'm talking about another person? Like, oh, okay, you poor thing, yeah. So in my head, I took that as I think maybe the right thing. That's what I'm saying. I might as well show you.
Why are you in here? Ma'am, please back up. I'm feeling very unsafe. I'm here because I have permission to come here. By who? By a person. What person?
So I said it. I just told her, I was like, I'm talking about you, bro. But I'm like, I'm laughing it all because in my head I'm like, we go through this like every couple months where it's like, I don't think she does it on some like, oh, like, and it's never like just like oh, purposely. I think it's just, you know, just a monthly update of like, oh, like, you know, how you been and stuff like that. And it's be like, oh, like, hey, yeah, I'm, you know what I mean, still single, still living a dream, you know what I mean. And y'all hear the stories. Not like a nigga don't be trying, but these girls be just, I don't know, man. But that was just a little small tidbit, small little Easter egg I just threw in there because I thought that was funny. That like, it's always your crush, you know what I'm saying? That's always telling you to go get at another person. It's like, why do y'all be telling me? Like, I'm telling you, and that's why. But hey, I'm not sitting here saying that a nigga don't like, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like as I'm learning my emotions, I'm learning my feelings. I think it's just, you know, when I have like an attachment to someone, I kind of just imagine a life with them. So it's just that aspect of me just be like, oh, like what could have been and shit like that. And like, you know, when I fuck with you, I fuck with you. That's really what it is. When I fuck with somebody, I really fuck with them. So it just be hard. So, but I think my thing is sometimes, you know, it'd be like, and I think that's really what it is. It's like, okay, I'll try to focus on new, and it go wrong. It'd be like, bro, this is why I stay to myself type shit, you know. But when you stay to yourself, you're not fostering no new feelings because you're not meeting nobody. You're not meeting no new people. You know what I'm saying? If you're just dealing with the same people over and over again, it's like, it's gonna be hard for it to move. So to her point, she's probably right. Like if I wanted to probably get my feelings off her, I probably had to leave her alone. But it's like, you know, it is what it is type shit. But anyway, I was saying basically, welcome to the new viewers. As you guys can see, we go on random tangents. We talk about random topics. It's pretty much just whatever I got going on, we talk about on here. So welcome one, welcome all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, or whatever time you decide to watch this podcast or listen to this podcast. I just always like to acknowledge it and stuff like that. And so yeah, welcome to the Staydownla podcast. Welcome one, welcome all. Thank you guys for fucking with me. To the returning members, to the returning viewers. Whew, boy. To the returning members / returning viewers, thank you guys. Thank you guys for tapping back in. Thank you guys for coming back to another week of the Staydownla podcast. You could have been anywhere. You could have been, but you came back here. So I'm very grateful and I'm very humble and very appreciative to have you. This is brought to you guys by me, KSTAKS, and my brand Staydownla Network. It is a brand where I represent myself and just, you know, I just make workout content in general, you know what I'm saying? Make the podcast, make shorts, reels. That's the content version. As far as the brand, eventually it's going to become a clothing brand, and it's just basically a lifestyle brand of this, you know, just the idea of being patient for your time to shine, you know what I mean? Like, understanding that patience is a very big part of it, and working towards something that you might not even be able to see or know is even going to come, but just believing in it so much that you just continue to put the work in. That's what Staydownla is all about, and that's exactly what I'm trying to embody and represent. Even though sometimes, and well, that's what I'm saying, I'm hard on myself. Like, I'm my biggest critic, But I know if I was talking to myself, I would probably tell myself. This is probably the first time I ever thought of even doing some shit like this. But if I was talking to myself, I would tell myself, Caduce, you're doing fine. Take it easy. Learn to relax. Learn to really be in the moment. Stop overthinking. Stop thinking what you're dick to. Not saying that you do that a lot, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm saying. I don't really even think I really do all that. Because I feel like if I was really like, if my horny mindset matched my horny actions, I feel like there would be a problem. I feel like I'm pretty well versed in that. But I would just say that in the sense of like, some of my decision making I feel like is fueled by my dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, thinking the nigga could get a nut off of this type shit. So let's get not rid of those, but like let's really just, you know what I'm saying, put those to the side. And then overall just believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Really trust yourself and like understand that you are making the right decision and you are making the right choices. And if you're not, learn from your mistakes and eventually make the right choice and decision. Because you know, you just keep beating yourself up. You keep like putting all this pressure on yourself, and it's like, for what? You're just making yourself depressed when it's like you got so much good going on that when you do all that, you end up focusing on the negative. You don't focus on the positive. By the time the positive is, you know, gone, it's too late for you to even acknowledge and really appreciate it. So you need to really appreciate the good shit you got going and appreciate how good of a person you are. You know what I'm saying? Regardless and shit. Man, I don't know. I know what I'm saying, but I think it's more so. It's probably was just like, where's this even coming from? But before we get any further, I think, like I said, I think it's because, like I said, in my head, I just be feeling like, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, come on, bro, what you doing? But it's like, no, Caduce, you're not that bad, bro. You know, you got to give yourself some more credit. So, from Caduce to Caduce, you're doing a good job. But before we get any further, today's instant of today's episode is going to be Sex on the Beach. Purchased from the Taj Mahal. Definitely give them a shop if you guys are in the area. If you're not in the area and you're not familiar with the area, don't go over there. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that was just really just like I said, just me talking to me, just a note to myself, like, you know, you're doing fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't focus on the negatives to where, you know what I'm saying, you ignore the positives, because I feel like there's been a lot of good stuff going on. Just overall, like I said, just, you know, me just reaching my mini goals. Like, when I get into the weekly recap, I'll tell you guys about like the running challenge that I'm doing. That's been going really well. Fitness wise, has been going really well. Work wise, things have been going really well. Financially, things have been going really well. I think that's what I'm saying. I think the societal pressures of being like a nigga sometimes be getting to me of like, damn, like, I don't got no hoes. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no bitches. I don't got no girls. Like, am I doing something wrong? But I think it's really just, you know, like I said, I think I'm too much of a not a side character, but some shit. But sometimes I think I require. You know what I'm saying? That's why shout out to my bestie. I require too much input. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of my past, not a lot of my past, but sometimes I think it's just I was always consulting with someone. Like, I was always able to like bounce back ideas. You know what I'm saying? I was always able to like really like be discussing with people about the shit that I was on and doing. But now that I've been, like I said, let me just say like this, now that I've learned and I'm doing better and I'm becoming more low key, it gets to me sometimes. I'll be like, damn, like, I got nobody to tell this with. I got nobody to share this with. Like, I just gotta go through this on my own. I gotta just talk about it on the podcast. And you know, y'all don't really, it's not really like a back and forth type of thing. And not saying that I need that, but sometimes it's just a mental thing of just like, damn, am I dwelling on something too long? Am I doing something wrong? Am I, you know what I'm saying? One thing I will say I feel like I've definitely gotten better at is that comparison factor. And one thing that I feel like recently this week reminded me of that, I think, of that me just, of overall what I think I need to do. I just gotta get closer. I gotta just keep getting closer to Allah. I just gotta keep being appreciative. I gotta just keep trying to not sin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen this video today, not today, but like this week, about the 7 deadly sins. And I think my issue is sometimes I just get too prideful. I have too much pride and I have too much envy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even realize it in the time or in the moment, but that's really what I just want to work on. You know what I'm saying? Especially my envy. I don't even think I mean to in like a negative way, but sometimes I think I just, like, my pocket watching mentality of like just wanting to know how someone got to where they got to, from wanting to just, like I said, because for me, I just always think, if somebody else do it, how can I do it too? You know what I'm saying? So, but I had to learn recently or this week, I feel like, really made it obvious for me. Like maybe that's just envy. Maybe I'm just a little jealous of them. And like instead of being jealous, like really look to yourself and look at what you can improve. Look at what you can do better. So that's what I was really just trying to focus on and stuff like that. But who am I? My name is KSTAKS. As you guys can see, I'm a guy that's very multifaceted and that's still trying to learn himself. You know what I'm saying? And with me trying to learn myself, I hope it allows you guys to learn yourselves too. Because at the end of the day, I feel like, especially being a dark-skinned black man, my lifestyle is already unique itself. But then I'm Nigerian. I stay in LA. My family is amazing. I'm handsome. I'm buff. I'm this. But you know what I'm saying? In certain departments, it's like, you know. So I feel like, whereas other people might look at it and be like, oh, this is just whatever, I feel like I'm giving the real, you know what I'm saying, like about how it really is in the day-to-day of like what a real like normal man really goes through, you know what I'm saying, because I wasn't always this good looking, I wasn't always this buff, but one thing I will say, I've always been confident and I've always believed in myself, and that's what I feel like as a man you just always have to have, and always just have to just be confident in yourself and your ability, you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, I was always confident in my ability to create, and that's why I eventually created the Staydownla podcast, where it was just something that I feel like was just a nice way for me to express myself, because like I said, as I was saying earlier, it'd be hard for me to express myself, I guess, with just talking to people. So I think maybe just expressing myself personally and just like getting my thoughts out there and just, you know, just really just storytelling, I think maybe that was just the best way for me, you know. And I just like to talk in general, you feel me? But being so perceptive because of my, you know, psych major background, my psych background, it just be hard for me. And I think that's really what it is too. I'm so perceptive that like I think that's why I just be like, I'll be just so confused that like, damn, like not everybody thinks this deep, not everybody be thinking, like y'all don't all be dwelling over situations, wondering how you could have did it better, wondering if you said this would it cause this certain a different reaction, wondering why that person responded a certain way when you said that, wondering why they gave you that look when you said that. Like I be noticing everything, and I'm telling y'all, I tell y'all every time, I be trying to turn off my showering gun, but bro, and it's like the more powerful I get, like the more perceptive I get, the more harder it is for me to turn it off. You know what I'm saying? Like the more I peep, the harder it is for me not to peep shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like now that I'm learning to not respond, like, because I feel like before I was quick to react. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm able to just analyze and just peep. I'm just becoming more and more powerful. But like I said, it just be just like shit. Just be like, damn, like I don't know. It's like, because overall, you know, I always tell you guys about just internet use and watch what you say. So that's why it's like sometimes it be coming off on here like I don't be making sense, but it's because I don't want to ever just say it the wrong way and it be interpreted, you know, the wrong way. So I always just try to, my brain is like moving like 1,000 places per minute, trying to just process it and say it the way that it makes sense for just the most unknowing person to understand, without them having to know all the background. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to say it in a way that's just like layman's terms. But sometimes it's just I gotta get specific, I gotta give details, you know. But with that being said, now that you guys, you know what I'm saying, we know what episode it is, episode 59, you know what I'm saying? Damn, the 50s went by pretty fast. We're now about to get into the most important part of the episode, which is the prayer. I am Muslim. Like I said, I always say, I don't know why I be saying that, like, I am Muslim. Like, hey, hold your horses. You know what I'm saying? If you're racist, if you have any issues with Islamic people, you want to step out now, because I'm about to do an Islamic prayer and basically just cover me, cover the viewer, and cover the listener, and everybody that's any way, shape, or form connected to the Staydownla podcast. Let's get her done. Awuzubillahi shaitanir rajim, bismillahirrahmanirrahim, alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin, arrahmanir rahim, maliki yawmiddin, iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, ihdinas mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim, ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin, amin. Allah, I ask that you continue to guide me. Allah, I just want to say thank you so much for waking me up today. Thank you so much for allowing me to make another podcast episode. Thank you so much for allowing me to have the platform. Thank you so much for letting me have the podcast. And thank you so much for allowing me to make it to episode 59 of the Staydownla podcast. Thank you so much for the audience that you have brought and allowed me to have. Have you been so gratefully to just allow me to be able to have listeners, viewers, Thank you so much for all 560 plays that we had. Thank you so much for all the 4 followers that we have on the Staydownla podcast. Thank you so much for all the 151 subscribers that I have on the Staydownla YouTube channel. Thank you so much for all the followers that I have on TikTok, on Instagram, on anywhere, shape, or form of like content where my content is digested or, you know what I'm saying, watched. Thank you so much for allowing me to have the audience and the viewership, because at the end of the day, I could be just somebody on Instagram that's just talking to myself and doing stuff, but you actually have allowed me to be in a position where people actually care, you know what I mean? So I just want you to know that even if there's moments where it's seeming like I don't take it or I don't appreciate it, I just want you to know that deep down I appreciate it, and that if I don't appreciate it enough, please allow me to be able to go through the experiences into my life to remind me to have that appreciation, to remind me to have that gratitude, to remind me to just get back to homeostasis, back to earth, back to below. Because sometimes, even though I'm not where I want to be in life yet, as far as, you know, just being the most successful person ever, sometimes I do get ahead of myself and forget how far I came. So thank you Allah for always reminding me where I started from, and that it could always be worse, and that at the end of the day, I had to appreciate where I'm at by remembering where I came from, so that way I could keep going further and be able to reach that next level. Thank you so much for never allowing me to like lose my sense or my touch on reality. Thank you so much for always allowing me to be humble, always letting me just, and it might sound crazy, but just allow me to go through things that just remind me to be grateful, to be appreciative, that life is too short to be upset, to be angry. That's why, even though I said what I said at the beginning of this, I hope the viewers and you know that I was not from a place of hurt. That was not a place from upsetness. That was not a place from envy, jealousy, or, you know, yearning. That was from a place of acceptance. That's why I was able to come and bring it to the podcast, because I feel like I'm finally getting to that place of just accepting who I am and the way that I feel and go through things, and not trying to judge or compare myself to anybody else, thinking that I have to be a certain way, I have to, you know what I'm saying, act a certain way or put on a certain act. You know, I don't want to put on an act a lot. Thank you so much for allowing me to be myself, to be able to be open to myself, to be able to just be honest with myself, and just overall really be me, and embracing me, embracing the anime, embracing the goofiness, embracing the fitness, embracing the health, embracing the wellness, embracing just the ability and the want to just be happy. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for allowing me to be able to just look deep inside, find myself, and overall be able to discover myself each and every day, because I know I'm not perfect, and I know I don't want to be perfect, but just allow me to be better every day, 1% better every day. Allah is all I can ask for and all I really want. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing my parents, my mom, my dad, and Arafat to make it to Nigeria safely and to make it back to the States safely. I'm so grateful to have them back home, because I miss them, I love them, and I'm just happy to see them. So thank you so much for allowing them to have a safe and amazing and fun trip. And now that the trip is back, I'm so grateful to have my parents back in the same household with me, safe and sound, and my sister the same way. I ask that you continue to allow my angels and people, the relatives that have passed away, people that are here, people that are not here, people that I know by name, people that I don't know by name, anybody that's mentioned on the podcast prior has passed away under whatever circumstances, allow them to continue to rest in peace, allow their souls to be at peace, and allow them to not be forgotten. I know that I can't remember everyone by name, but I just want you guys to know you guys are definitely in my heart. I want Latif's mom, my grandmas on both sides, Auntie Bosse, Latif himself, Elliot, and Khalila. I want you guys to know a day does not go by where I don't miss you guys, where I don't warn you guys, where I don't remember you guys. I love you all. I appreciate you all, because I know that, like, literally, I know that, man, I don't care what nobody says, man. I don't care what nobody says. Allah is real. And I'm not going to sit here and try to convince nobody, but I just know that my life is a testament of that. I'm only here, I'm only at this position, I'm only where I'm at because of the influence Allah has had on my life. Allah leads you there, but you have to put in the work. And I want Allah to know that I'm going to continue to put the work in. It doesn't matter how many doubts I have. It doesn't matter how many moments I tell myself, you're not worthy, you're not worth it, you're not going to make it, what's the point, what's the point? Thank you so much for allowing me to still be able to work past those inhibitions, those doubts, those questions, those moments of like weakness. Thank you for allowing me to realize that at the end of the day, that's going to come with the process. That's going to come with you know what they say, it comes with the territory. You know, the further you get, the more you're going to question and wonder, am I even going the right way? Am I even doing this? Thank you so much for allowing me to, even when I don't see the finish line, to know that I'm getting closer to the finish line. I don't take it for granted, and I don't take you for granted a lot. I appreciate every single thing you do, and I appreciate every single day that you allow me to have, and that you allow the viewer to have, the listener to have, and I just ask that you continue to bless me, bless them, and allow all their prayers and whatever they're asking for to come true, as long as it's, what it needs to be. Inshallah, mashallah, ameen. Whew. All right. That one was a little more serious because my parents just came back from Nigeria, so I had to be very thankful. I had to be very I had to give a big shout out to the man above, God, because one thing about it, man, I don't even like thinking like that or like assuming, but it's just like one thing about it, you just never know, bro. Life could be whatever, man. So what? So yeah, my bad. I was reading a message. So one thing that I've been doing recently, or that we changed, because I know you guys listen to the first couple episodes, you guys might notice that, okay, the most recent episodes I've been doing a different, method. But before, when we first started the podcast, I'm saying we because we're a family at this point. You guys are part of me and I'm part of y'all. We used to do the weekly recap first, and then the movie, and then the topics. But I started realizing when I was doing it like that, I run into the issue of like, I don't know why. It just always seemed like the weekly recap would take up so much of the podcast episode that I would barely have any time for the movie and the topic. So we've restructured it, and now I do topics first, starting with the movie or whatever media that I've just been taking in this week, pause, and then we go into the topics that I get from Instagram, which is basically just I follow different pages, the Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk, AI things, Black to Pearl. Like, I follow different pages that I feel like are curated or I'm interested in. I discuss them, I go into detail about it, and I tell you guys whether or not I feel like this is good for the people or not for the people, or just my opinion on it. For real, just my opinion. And it's from Instagram, it's from Twitter. I don't really know any other social medias besides maybe Facebook, but I don't really be on there, so nothing from there. But right now, generally speaking, it's just whatever movies, music, or anything I'm into. Which, honestly speaking, I need to start. I haven't, honestly. I listen to music, but I don't be coming out here telling you guys about the music I listen to, so that's my fault. But yeah, maybe I should start doing that, because right now what's trending is the game. But that's what I'm saying. If I'm being honest, LA is an interesting place. You know what I'm saying? It's politics, so I'm smarter than that. So I'm not gonna be don't expect nothing crazy to be spoken on here already. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I am. I give it up the right way. I give it up real. I don't got no time. That's why I'm like, if I know I can't say something positive, I just usually don't say nothing at all. Trust me. If I don't speak on something, unless I just don't know, I'm doing it on purpose. You feel me? Except, what I'm saying, like, situation I feel like are sensitive, that I just don't have all the information about. Like the Nolan Wells situation, I don't have all the information about, so I'm just honestly just watching it and like waiting for more information to come out. But we peeping it, and we want justice for Nolan Wells, so that's something that's definitely spoke on here. We just don't go into detail about it because, like I said, I don't have all the knowledge and stuff, so I don't want to see him sound ignorant. You feel me? There's certain things I'm okay with sounding ignorant on, but when it's life or death, I'll be like, nah, let's get that right. You feel me? But yes, without further ado, the movie that we're going to be discussing today's episode is called End of Oak Street. And if you've seen last week's episode, I did tell you guys that I was going to see it. So, and I think I did an issue too by even, you know what I'm saying, what they say. I think I spoiled it for myself. Not spoiled it for myself, but I think me dissing it last week. Sorry, y'all. I don't know why, but sometimes when I'm speaking, my body struggles to keep up with the amount of breaths needed to like keep me alive. So when my breath be fucking up and shit, it almost gives me hiccups and stuff. So that's what I was just trying to fight. That was 15 minutes. Couldn't even tell. But yes. Oh no. But yes, we're gonna be talking about the End of Oak Street, and man, it's funny because like I said, I really would just love to just play, but I feel like that's like stealing content, right? Like if I was to play my favorite YouTubers' explanation of the movie and then talk about it, as they do it, like, is that a bad thing? Like, for me, because the reason I want to do that, right, is because I feel like my memory is good, but I might miss some scenes. So I feel like at least if I talk about it with the people that are taking notes, it just gives me like more confidence in it. But I will not lie. I kind of watched this movie well enough to be able to like talk about it. You know what I mean? Man, bro, y'all, there's this guy on YouTube. This nigga name is Dominic POV. I ain't gonna lie, this nigga irritates the fuck out of me. And I'm saying that like as a troll. I'm saying that like to be funny. He irritates me not because he's like a bad guy or anything. He irritates me because every time he gets food, he puts salt on the fucking food. Like, I'm not talking about no seasoning salt. I'm not talking about some flavor. Because that's what I'm saying. Sugar wouldn't make it any better either. This nigga will get some Chinese food. First of all, he orders the whole menu. I'm giving this nigga clout. Man, just know, hey, if y'all want to see somebody eat some food with a lot of salt, go fuck with that nigga. There's no, but that nigga be.
The sandwich is called Fool's Gold, and it's Italian white bread. You coat it in butter, bake it, then you hollow out both halves, fill it with an entire jar of peanut butter, then an entire jar of jam, and then you stuff it with a pound of crispy bacon.
What?
Way too much peanut butter? I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10.
That's what I say. That sounded fucking disgusting. But yeah. But pretty much I was just saying that like I like the way the Fish Jelly podcast talked about this movie in particular because I didn't like it. So I kind of like want to kind of just discuss their likings of it versus my likings of it. But like I said, I want it to be said. I am not taking their content. I'm giving credit where it's due. I just feel like it's harder for me to like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it'd just be easier if I had, and that's the thing, right? Because I'm like, I do this podcast with myself, so I'm not necessarily saying I need someone to like bounce back ideas with. It's just good to just have someone that also watched it with you give a different perspective. You know what I mean? So that's beside the point. What I'm really doing right now, I just really wanted them to like kind of like just walk through the movie. But I think basically what I'm saying, I think I could walk us through the movie without them as well. But just know that, like I said, anytime I watch a movie, I go straight to the Fish Jelly film reviews. Definitely go fuck with them because I feel like usually for the most part we be aligned and we be seeing eye to eye with these movies. Like for me, like I tell you guys every time, I don't watch a movie and I just review it as a movie. I review it as if what happened in the movie could happen in real life. And because of that, that's why I scrutinize these movies that hard. So now that we got that out the way, let's talk about End of Oak Street. End of Oak Street is, let me go to my, description of the movie because I gotta give you guys what it actually is. So, End of Oak Street, that is the name of the movie. The genre is sci-fi, action, adventure, mystery, thriller. The director is David Robert Mitchell. He directed the movie It Follows, and It Follows is a movie pretty much about a STD monster. I'm not lying, but it's essentially an entity that is passed on through sexually transmitted. Yeah, so it's kind of like an STD, but not ST disease, ST demon. So it's a sexually transmitted demon that when you have sex with someone, you give the demon to them, and then it just keeps following you, and it will change. It's a shapeshifter that will look like whoever it needs to look like to get closer to you, but it only walks, and it just keeps coming after you, and eventually when it gets you, I think it kills you, like pretty sure. But once it kills you, it goes back to the person that gave it to you. So it's kind of like a never-ending thing, in a sense. That's what I'm saying. That movie, pretty much, we're gonna get into it. And he also written this movie, so it was directed by David Robert Mitchell, and it was also written by David Robert Mitchell. The studios, and I want to give a big shout out to my nigga, big shout out to my twin Donovan, because that's why I feel like recently I just been getting back to, you know what I'm saying, I've been getting my fire back, you know what I'm saying? Because I was just talking to him about content creation. He was just telling me, he was like, Kudus, like, I'll record a video sometimes, and I'll be like, man, this is a bullshit video, but I'll still upload it anyway. So that's what I need to get back to. Just because that's what I did yesterday with the movie review and everything. It's just, the only way that I'm going to grow my audience is by being myself. Not by giving y'all what I think y'all want, but just giving you guys myself and then letting you guys decide if y'all want to fuck with me or not. And in reality, I know y'all gonna fuck with me, so I just had to just get that out the way because, like I said, my twin is my nigga, so I just appreciate him for like reminding me that just how I envision things and how I like it is also good enough than, you know what I'm saying, what the audience likes, because he's definitely someone that I feel like whereas I probably, because like I said, he's one of those niggas that for sure, because I be around him, like he gives me that hope of like, okay, if he could do it, I could do it too. You already know that's how I am. But he's someone that is literally, I'm literally seeing this nigga going from 1K followers on Instagram to 3K followers on Instagram. Like, he's understanding the algorithm, he's figuring it out, and he's learning it. So he's letting me know that, like, Caduce, if you really wanted to, you could. But I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I think it's like I said, it's probably my pride. It's probably my pride. That's what I'm trying to get out of my sins. It's probably my pride. I'm probably too prideful to, like, not necessarily beg, but I don't want to feel as if, yes, I think that's what it is. I don't want to feel like as if I'm begging people to fuck with me, or I'm like, hey, y'all, please come watch my content. You please come watch my content, because then I feel like I'm gonna always be, and this might just be, like I said, just might be just my imagination, but I feel like if I create that dynamic, I'm gonna be at you guys' beck and call, and like at y'all this, what did they say? I'm sorry, y'all know my brain fart. But I don't want to be at y'all beck and call, like basically be dependent upon y'all to be like, okay, like whatever they like is what I gotta create. And when I do that, you know, because like I said, from what I heard from the niggas that be making it and that, you know what I'm saying, that be really good, they say you gotta be able to make content that you could repeat and do often. For me, that's working out, movie reviews, and just lifestyle content, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I push that. But with that, I'm not gonna lie, I don't be putting in my personality as much. I don't do no voiceovers for real no more, because I don't really care to. Like, if anything, like the only thing I really talk on my TikTok now is my movie reviews. That's the only thing you're gonna hear my voice on, you know what I'm saying? But I guess that's the issue, because I feel like from what I've seen with my twin, he's putting himself more out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's talking more, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that's what'll get the audience more. But for me, I don't think I'm there yet, you know what I'm saying? So, to that, and that's why I feel like I can't complain. I don't ever complain about where I am with my like social status, because like I know if I wanted to get more, if I wanted to move up higher, I would have to put in more effort. I know because I haven't been putting in effort, I can't complain. So, but I just say that to say that, like I said, just shout out to my twin, because maybe, just maybe, you guys might get some more effort out of me. You never know, you know what I'm saying? That's not figuring out. You feel me? Like I said, it's gonna take, you know, like I said, I gotta just focus on what needs to be focused on, and when I gotta start putting my focus on these women, and I gotta start putting my focus on my future and my craft. You know what I mean? So once I start doing that, I'll be better. Which I am doing that. Basically, what I'm saying. But yes, it is being released. The studios that are releasing this is Bad Robot, Jackson Pictures, with Warner Bros. Pictures presenting and distributing it. The release date is August 14, 2026. The runtime is 1 hour and 39 minutes. It is rated PG-13. And then the main cast is Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, Maisie Stella, and Christian Convery. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. And the basic premise is a mysterious cosmic event transports an ordinary suburban street somewhere completely unknown, forcing the Platt family to stick together to survive, with dinosaurs becoming a major part of what they're up against. So, quite literally that. I gotta give a little background though. I did show up late to the movie, and I gotta give another background. Spoiler review! Spoiler alert! If you do not want to be spoiled, exit now. Because we're about to, well, like I said, I always tell you guys I'm not supposed to run you guys through the movie, but I just feel like it's just no way to explain a movie without telling you guys what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you guys gonna know what I liked and what I didn't like if I don't tell you how it played out? But essentially what I was gonna say is that I was late. I don't know how. I do know how. But I genuinely thought I was gonna make it on time. I remember when I went to go see the movie, I stopped at Wing Front first. Maybe that's what made me late. But I genuinely thought I was gonna make it on time, but I didn't. So I missed the intro of the movie, and in the introduction, apparently what had happened was there was a block party where we kind of got a little bit of background information, background relationships, dynamics being set up and stuff. Because as I'm watching the movie, a part of me was just like, I hope, because during the movie, they don't really give you, like, I was hoping for a scientific explanation of what, like, I was hoping there was going to be a definitive reason for why what was going on. From what I got from the movie, it seemed like it just happened to just happen, and now that it's happened, we just got to deal with it. And it's like, okay, cool, I'm okay with that. But like I said, if that's what we're going with, can our decision making be a little bit more thought out? Can the decision making make a little more sense? Okay, because essentially, right, it's basically a survival horror film, and like you have to survive against the dinosaurs. It's pretty simple concept. Like, I don't see. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't really direct movies, so I can't really talk about. I don't see how you could have fucked that idea up. I think it was just the execution of it for me that just kind of just like I said, just kind of lost on me. For one, the son was fairly annoying. The family dynamic was kind of confusing because apparently Anne Hathaway, the mom, really kind of she pretty much was done with the relationship till this situation happened. And like I said, it was just a lot of stuff that I was just like, why are y'all playing it out like this? Like, but I think maybe my issue is I'm not taking the movie at face value for what it's trying to represent. Clearly the movie doesn't want to take itself too seriously. You know what I'm saying? Clearly the movie just wants to be a movie about a family getting transported to prehistoric times and then just trying to survive. But for me, it's like, why did they get transported? Like, it's 1982. You guys are on your neighborhood. This is a suburban neighborhood. Like, was this a government test? Like, and then why the prehistoric time? Like, you guys could have went back in any time. Like, you guys went back to when the dinosaurs were around. And then why y'all neighborhood? And then are you guys the only neighborhood that did it? And then, okay, cool. All that happens. Then the end of the movie comes around. And because essentially it's like basically a bubble. It's like a teleporter. They teleport the suburban city to old times. They teleport the old times to the suburban city. So whereas the family is currently in prehistoric, some of the prehistoric is in current time, 1982 and shit like that. But because of that, I guess there's like a time thing, you know what I'm saying? And even that, their whole expose of the time loop, I thought was kind of weak because it kind of essentially just had the daughter and the son kind of just like pretty much they're at home. They're like throwing ideas like, okay, so like, why do you guys think we're in this situation? And like, pretty much, they're over there having an existential crisis of like, you know what I'm saying, like a couple days, and I don't think, so pretty much when I got there, like I said, I gotta give you guys a background. When I arrived at the movie, the swap had already happened. So they have already been transported to the prehistoric area, but they haven't peeped yet, right? Some neighbors been outside peeping it. Some people been dying. Some dinosaurs been eating people. But the main family hasn't really realized that they're not where they're supposed to be yet. So the whole time we're seeing like people in the background driving cars, going places, but then coming back. We're not really exposed to why they're doing that. Because in my head I'm like when I was seeing, I'm like, why are these niggas coming back? I'm like, nigga, the way I would have got the fuck on, like, what? Because I didn't understand that like they were teleported. I just thought what I thought it was, I thought dinosaurs had landed on Earth in like current time. Like, I didn't think there was any teleportation or anything like that. So I just thought that dinosaurs popped up, and in my head I'm like, they finna get cooked. Like, what? Dinosaurs, we finna, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not the most advanced in 1982, but we can handle our own and get some dinosaurs, you know what I'm saying? Some guns and shit. No, it was deeper. They actually got transported. So that's why essentially they're stuck in the situation they're in, because it's a 2-mile radius and pretty much their terrain doesn't match the terrain of the time that they're in. So because of that, there's no infrastructure for roads. There's no food. There's no infrastructure for a human to handle, but there's infrastructure for the dinosaurs to handle. And that aspect also kind of confused me too. Were the dinosaurs just so infatuated with human flesh? Because to me, or maybe it's just, I guess because technically we are all mammals, it just seemed a little bit like the dinosaurs just seemed a little aggressive. Like it seemed like they were actively hunting humans, and I'm like, there's other dinosaurs, no? Like, y'all don't have other dinosaurs y'all can go eat? Like, y'all coming for the humans? Like, fuck. So just that alone, and that's one thing I will say. This movie did give a fear of dinosaurs that I feel like wasn't really on, like, I didn't really process at first. Like I always knew dinosaurs were scary. Like, yeah, T-Rex is probably fucking terrifying. But this movie really put in perspective, like, dinosaurs can really kill. Like, dinosaurs can really fuck some shit up. Like, wow. Like, you know? So, what the movie did good, they made me scared of dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying? They introduced a unique concept with dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way the movie presented itself was unique. I've never seen anything like this before. I've seen Jurassic Park dinosaurs. I've seen time travel, but I've never seen it, like, mesh like this, where it's like we're transported to it. Unless I just don't remember. And I just haven't seen the movie like this, because Fish Jelly, they reference other movies, but I haven't seen them. So it's like, for me, it's like I haven't seen any movie that reminded me of this, so I can't say that. But like I said, Anne Hathaway did a really good job. She had me upset with her character. So, you know, when a character can really evoke an emotional reaction out of you, that means the actor is doing a really good job. The dad was really good. I was really feeling for the dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, on me. The son did a good job. The son was annoying to me, but he was a good actor. The sister, cool too. Because like I said, I'm trying to get all the good things that I liked about it. Visually, it was really good. Visually, it was really stunning. The camera angles was really cool, except for one of the parts where they had the little side camera. I feel like that was unnecessary, but it was dope to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because you only see it with certain movies, so that was a dope shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's this camera angle that they put in Us, where they have one person super focused and they have one person in the background. It just seemed unnecessary for me. It was what'd you call it? It was executed nicely. I just didn't see the point for it, so that's why, for me personally, I just didn't understand the need of it. But it was a good, you know, scene. There wasn't much music, so not score wise. Like I said, visually, the way that their dinosaurs looked was really cool. They didn't look like the reptilian dinosaurs that we see in Jurassic Park. They looked like some furry dinosaurs, which, according to scientifically speaking, that's the more lore accurate way that dinosaurs look. They're supposed to be fur. So that was pretty creepy, because it was like, damn, like, seeing a furry T-Rex was like trippy, because it's like, damn, like, I'm so used to seeing like T-Rexes like being like, you know, just skin, but this one was like hairy. It was like fur. It's like, oh, like, I don't know why that it was kind of creepier with like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, their dinosaur designs was cool. The set design was cool. Like, for the most part, you are transported to 1982. What the movie did wrong, like I said, I just feel like the plot fell a little flat. I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to say it, because like I said, as a person that doesn't write movies, I can't definitively say like, oh, how I would write a movie. But I imagine that I could write a movie, right? So in my imagination, our imagination of how they wrote this movie, I assume that maybe they had a certain outcome or a certain way that they wanted it to go, but ultimately last minute they decided to change it, because it just didn't seem like the movie, to me, doesn't really wrap itself up really nicely, right? Because the solution for the movie is that when you're transported to the prehistoric times, there might be small bubbles that could take you back to your original time. Cool. So you find that. So when the main family finds one bubble that could take them back to the original time, they take it, they get there, and everything is all pieces of clean. Until we find out, well, prior to that, the dad got killed. So remember I was telling you guys last week that I was irritated with the movie because I seen the trailer and I seen the dad, who I didn't know at the time was the dad, but I seen a man smacking a T-Rex with like a bat or like with a hammer, and I was like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? How it actually played out in the movie though was pretty interesting. So essentially the dinosaur's chasing them, and the dinosaur, or the guy, the dad or the wife, she had shot the dinosaur in the leg, didn't really do much, but essentially the dinosaur started focusing on the wife, aka Anne Hathaway. So the dad had the sledgehammer and pretty much wanted to, you know, try to save his wife and shit. So with that, he basically hit the dinosaur at the part where he got shot, causing the dinosaur to fall down. The dinosaur looks at him, is about to bite him, but then he swings at the dinosaur and he knocks the dinosaur out. And literally, in my head, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? This nigga just knocked out a dinosaur? The movie brings us back to reality so fast. I'm talking about that dinosaur gets knocked out, and I think the dinosaur's like, wait a minute, I'm a dinosaur. Gets up and bites the nigga leg off. I'm talking about gave that nigga a leg ass. Took that nigga whole leg off. And in my head, I'm like, okay. Because up until and that's what it was for me. When the movie started, I said, is this a movie where niggas can survive, or is this a movie where niggas just gonna die one by one? Because in my head, I'm like, respectfully, I'm not a suicidal person, and I don't want to die. And if I could live forever, I probably would. But in my head, all I could think of, if I was ever transported to an area where there is dinosaurs and they're literally picking off my neighbors and picking off my peoples around me, would I, like, how much effort would I put in to try to live? Like, because like I said, it's different if all of America, like America's whole infrastructure, got transported to prehistoric times and we could still have access to each other and shit. And niggas could find a way to figure it out. But only a 2-mile block, only my neighborhood got transported, nigga, we not even gonna have enough food for a week. I don't know why I started that. We're not gonna have enough food to last us a week. And you think I'm gonna be struggling against some dinosaurs, gang? I ain't gonna lie. Niggas gonna be like, Caduce, what are you doing? I'm just laying here, bro. If God wants the dinosaurs to take me, God wants the dinosaurs to take me. But what I'm not about to do is be struggling. No power, no water, because literally just what you're connected to, the water sources, everything, you're literally got taken away from it. So it's not like you don't have access to it, but the things that you were connected you to it, you're not connected to anymore. So it's like, damn, no power, no water, your phone finna die. And that's what, and at this point, I know they had to have did it on purpose. The movie did not give us a timeline for shit. I don't know if they was in this area for a week, for 2 years, for 5 minutes. We're never really knowing how many days it's been besides seeing the sun go up, the sun go down. I'm going to give it at least a solid 5 days. It had to be at least a solid 3 to 5 days because that's what I'm saying. Day happens and night happens. Day happens and night happens at least 3 times. So I want to say that it was at least 3 days. But I was getting so irritated because it was damn near turned into a fucking Family Guy episode. Like, no, it didn't. That's I'm exaggerating. But essentially we'll be brought to a new scene. We'll be brought, you know what I'm saying, clearly hours later, but they won't tell us 2 days later, 1 day later, 19, like, I'm like, bro, how many days has they been there? How long has it been? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So by the time, and like I said, that shit, you know, pissed me off. So, cause I'm like, it made it hard for me to keep track. You know what I'm saying? Cause in my head, I'm like, damn, like, how long is this thing going on for? You know? Because like I said, I'm just going off of resources. Like, and that's why for me, I feel like it'll be hard for me to watch a zombie movie now and shit, because it's like, okay, you're telling me y'all went this long without eating no food? Alright. Yeah, right. And like, nigga, I know me, and I be fasting. I'm Muslim, so I participate in Ramadan, and I know it'd be hard for me to go without going getting food. So I can only imagine during a zombie apocalypse where everybody's stressed out, and you know, when you stress out, you get more hungry. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're looking at it like, man, this might be the last meal I get to eat. I doubt you're over there being conservative. I doubt you're over there being like, man, I'm not hungry right now. And zombie movies, those shits be lasting months, years. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, nigga, man, I know dang well all of y'all don't know how to garden. I know damn well all of y'all did not bunk together and somehow, some way curated the whole thing to just be able to like how are y'all surviving? You know what I'm saying? Basically. So in my head, I'm like, is this movie like pretty much? I'm like, do they have hope or is it just hopeless? And essentially, the mom was the hopeless one. The dad was a little bit like me, even though I'm contradicting myself by saying that because I just told you guys if I was in a situation like that, I pretty much would just give up. The dad was like me because, like I said, even though I'm saying that, more than likely, if I had my younger people with me, you know what I'm saying, somebody gotta keep the morale up. Somebody gotta give us hope, you feel me? So I would for sure be the optimistic nigga, for sure. But it would just get to a point, you know what I'm saying? I would just know when to stop the optimism, I guess, you feel me? But it was just funny because the dad was really optimistic to the point where he's like, God got us and stuff. And the mom was like, nigga, you only go to church on Christmas and now you talking about some God? I thought that was a little fucked up. I'll be honest. I think it might be just the patriarchal society in me. It might be just the male species in me. I just be so hurt when I see a woman do that to their man. Like, sis, like, this nigga's over here trying to give your family some hope. The least you could do is just, like, fuck with a nigga right then and there. Like, pull me to the side. Embarrass me in private. Like, why you gotta put me on the spot like that? Like, and just cause, like I said, women run the world. So it's like, and I'm learning that too. I'm starting to really learn too. Like I thought. Well, honestly speaking, I kind of knew, but I think I'm starting to see behind the curtains now that like, women, y'all be way more. What do they say? Y'all way more orchestrated than we give you credit for, and I'm talking about the males. And like I said, maybe the guys out there. I'm up to game. I'm Pete, and that's why, like I said, if anything, I'm scared. I'm scared now because I feel like women are way more calculated than men give them credit for. I'm sorry, it is what it is. So that's why for me, I'm like, I'm not dealing with it no more. I'm like now, whereas it was like, I just want a girl to just make me happy, give me some intimacy, and just really make me feel like him. No, I need a girl that has a brain up here. I need a girl that could show me she knows how to problem solve, and shows me that she's really good at communicating. Shows me that she really cares. Like now I have standards because now it's to the point where now y'all too smart. Y'all way too smart for us to be. You know how y'all say that's the bare minimum. The bar is low when it comes to men. The bar is low when it comes to women. For real. That's why I should have went to Universal Studios. I could have got the past member fucking magnet. I could probably still go. But nah. Y'all, man, if that's what I'm saying, and like I said, that's why for me it just be so crazy, right? How women have tricked niggas into thinking that we fuck shit up for them when it's like, y'all the ones that get to go do the bare minimum. Y'all the ones that get to just look pretty and just not do anything. Which, like I said, is like, I guess, duh. Like, yes, you're a woman. You know what I'm saying? You should be taken care of. But y'all have really finessed us into thinking that, like, we should just do that and not expect nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just so crazy to me. Like, just because you're pretty, I'm supposed to just pay all your bills. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, a nigga I can't expect no food though. Like I'm supposed to pay everything, but I can't expect myself to want to eat, to want to be, you know what I'm saying, taken care of either. Like that's why like women are really good. They're good. Like they really convince us to really be like, nah, bro, they don't need to do anything, bro. Her just being her is enough. And it's like, whoa. No, I'm not about to go through all this struggle in the world trying to just curate and make a perfect life for us. And then I'm the only one that has to put in effort? Come on, gang. Like, oh, man. That's why, like, for me, I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That shit clips, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I really, because like I said, like, I remember I was talking to somebody, I was talking to EJ, she was like, you're gonna meet the right person in my head. I'm like, am I? Like, is it really possible? Like, is that person out there, really out there? Because, man, I think, hey, the more the generations, I think we're losing the recipes, and we're losing them. And I know you guys probably like, how did this turn from because in that moment, literally, the whole movie, pretty much, Anne Hathaway, low-key is cool off her nigga, right? But she's cool off of him because, you know what I'm saying, of, I guess, what he's doing to try to keep the family together. But in my head, it's like, is that not what a nigga's supposed to do? Like, as a man, are you not supposed to keep your family together? And it's like, you know, a woman be like, oh, tell me what you're going through, but then use what you're going through against you. Like, as a man, I feel like it's just so much shit that just be like so contradictory about how we're supposed to live that it's like, we just accept it. But like, women is like, nah, they want a straight, like they want it to make sense, but it can't make sense. It can't make sense because, you know, as a man, like in the movie, the nigga lost his job and shit, so he's doing odd jobs and stuff. And his wife is president, like, why you want to do Pizza Hut delivery and shit? And he's like, nah, I just need the extra money and shit like that. And the whole movie, she's basically telling him, just talk to me. But I feel like men have experienced it. Like, whenever we come to women about problems, I don't know. I think it's the vulnerability. I think it's just women seeing that side of you, like, and it's like, and I think they just get disgusted because I think they just assume like we're supposed to be just hard all the time. So when they see that vulnerability, that moment of weakness, they just get so disgusted, and I guess their idea of what a perfect man or like their perfect provider and protector gets shattered. So because of that, niggas, we have learned to just not tell y'all what we going through. Like, i.e. me. Like, oh man. And like I said, I'm not gonna deviate from the main point, but the main point at hand was that she pretty much like said something petty, and I just thought that was just, I thought that was just like a cheap shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, this girl didn't have to like come at him like that, knowing that like is like in the back of her mind that she's kind of cool off the relationship. Like, if this man is over here trying to keep the family good, put God, and just give you guys some type of hope, do that. She over there like, I want to tell the kids the truth, that we might be stuck here, that we might be this. Okay. Now let's say that you did tell them the truth, that we might be stuck here. Then what? So now if we stuck here, does that mean we should just give the fuck up? No. You know what I'm saying? So that's why for me, like, that would in my mindset, because like I said, I'm just on some shit like unless I seen like how they you know, showed that they could get back to the right time. If there was really no hope, oh bro, come on, gang. I'm with her on that. But once there was kind of hope and it was like there was a chance, it's like, why not? You know? And plus at their point, they don't even know that they can't get back in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, then again, it's just so many questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the movie doesn't do too much world building or world explaining. So it's like, you can't really fault both sides. Because at the end of the day, he's optimistic because he doesn't know. But then she's pessimistic because she doesn't know either. Like, I don't know if we're ever going to get back to Earth. So I can't really blame him, you know? But like I said, all that was all fine and dandy, and I probably would have given the movie a pass. Probably would have still got a 3 out of 5. You know what I'm saying? Probably solid. You know what I'm saying? Because Anne Hathaway, excellent. You know what I mean? But I really lost it with this movie when the dad died, right? And like I just like the way they moved past it, just kind of like let me know. I was like, okay, well, my bad. Maybe the dad wasn't that important of a character. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, in reality, you guys may not know this, but a lot of times when characters die on screen, it could be because, okay, the story warranted that, or it could just be drama in real life to where the character had to get written off. You know what I'm saying? Like something happened in real life to where now this person can no longer be in this movie, or it just doesn't make sense. It's a conflict of interest, or just something just not working out, so now the character's gotta die. But that's what I was getting from this. I was like, oh, maybe, you know, maybe the dad doesn't make it to the end of the movie, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But the way they just moved past it, I think it was just kind of like just turned me off. But I guess the reason they were able to move past it, or they moved past it the way they did, was because essentially the dad was going to come back to life. How you may ask? Because the dad died. The dad died in the prehistoric time. The family, the 4 of them, which is 4 now because they ended up finding this girl named Janet. Jay. We'll call her Jay for short. They ended up finding this girl named Jay, who her parents got killed and stuff. So the daughter of the family, who I guess randomly too, they slip in there some lesbian, you know what I'm saying, a lesbian moment, because essentially when the daughter meets Jay, she's pretty much like trying to like banish her up, and the whole time, I ain't gonna lie, and that's what I'm saying, maybe that's just a guy thing. I was like, little bro finna spit game, you know what I'm saying? Got a new girl just enter the fray, new character. Like, I know little bro probably go, you know what I'm saying? Like, men, if you're straight, you usually get attracted to older women. It don't matter your age. You just want it. Like, if you feel, and that's what I'm saying, when you're young, you really confident. So you just like, that's before you know you gotta pay for everything. That's before you expected to pay for everything, guys. Don't let them trick you. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying earlier about women knowing what they're doing. Women be knowing that like a relationship really can't last if a nigga is just the only one paying for everything. Yet they've convinced us, they've convinced guys that if you don't pay for everything, you're an ain't shit nigga, and that you don't deserve no pussy, that you don't deserve to be dating. But it's like, in reality, the niggas that they do be fucking on, the niggas that they do be dealing with, don't pay for nothing. The niggas that they do be fucking with, the niggas that they do end up fucking on, don't do a sliver of the shit. Don't even have to prove it. The real issue is, the niggas that they want, relationship-wise, have to prove to them that the women should stop doing what they're doing. That they should only give them their pussy. But in reality, women are not like that. Women are like niggas. They want to fuck too. They want to have sex. They want to have fun. They want to do all that. But because of the way they kind of position themselves in society, they haven't been able to really showcase that side. Or let's just say it like this. Niggas don't want to accept that. So niggas are still convinced that women don't be wanting these urges. So niggas be still thinking, oh, they gotta... In reality, we gotta fight, man. As men, we gotta stand up. We gotta come together and really, like, get this shit taken care of. Like, hey... You know what I'm saying? And it's really the simps. It's really the simps that gotta stop. But at the end of the day, like I said, a little bit is envy. Because like, at the end of the day, I guess if I had a lot of money and I was like balling, I probably wouldn't be caring about how much I spend for my girl and shit. But in my head, I'm like, still though, I would still, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I would still want a reciprocated relationship. Like the way I'm raised, there's no way I would just be a nigga that's just a rich ass nigga and my girl just ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm just happy to have her looking ass, so I just like, so what? She don't ever, you know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make no sense to me, but I don't get it. Cause like I said, like, imagine having a girl that doesn't like you, she just likes you for your money, but you still pay her. No, if I'm with a girl and she's with me for money, she better like me too. There's no way you not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be an actual attraction there. So the fact that we've gotten to a point where now, this point where like in reality, that's why women be doing what they do, and it's because they know. I don't gotta lock in with this nigga. I don't gotta treat this nigga right because there's about to be a nigga that gets no pussy. It's probably still not gonna get no pussy, but you know, happens to have a lot of money and is just happy to have interaction with a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, even the niggas that do get it, these niggas don't be all the way here mentally. So it's like they know there's a sucker out there that will, you know what I'm saying? Whereas a nigga that's like me, I'm gonna hold them accountable. I'm gonna expect that. You know what I'm saying? So unlike me, the nigga in the movie, he clearly is not like that. Because if I was to ever go down to my book, my wife's book, and she was talking about something, I wrote this book about this character who wants to leave her family, and she's talking about it's not her. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, honey. We gonna go to counseling. We gonna get this shit straightened out. Because like I said, as a psych major, all jokes contain true shit. That's why I watch how I joke. That's why I watch what I say. Because people like to throw jabs. People like to sneak shit in as a joke or as a slight comment and think you won't notice it. You gotta notice everything. You gotta notice everything. Like I said, I'll be telling you guys what I'll be telling you guys because I'm telling you guys from a perspective mindset, from a nigga that's like, I see beyond the bullshit. I see beyond beside what someone's presenting. Someone to be telling you, I wish the best for you, bro. Like, I'm so glad you're winning. But be mad, be hate. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the nigga that sees the hate. That's like, why did you say that? Why did you mention that? Why did you say it that way? Like, why couldn't you just give a nigga congratulations? Why'd you have to say, man, like, niggas, hey, you know what I'm saying? Why'd you have to pay some petty shit? So, that's what I'm saying what I say. So, don't fall for that shit. But essentially, pretty much, yeah. They caused this big, what I consider a, what they call a time vortex, not a time vortex, but you know, time travel. I feel like they caused a fractured timeline because essentially, the family of just the four, because that's what I was getting to, Janet, the daughter, the son, and mom, Anne Hathaway, they end up going back to their current time. But when they go back to the current time, it's only 20 minutes before what happened. So they end up going back to the same day it happened, 20 minutes before it happened, right? But mind you, 20 minutes at... Now it comes... I guess I'm trying to make sense, but... pretty much what I'm saying is, if they just went back in time, that means there is a current Anne Hathaway at their house, right? That means there's a current version of them right there 20 minutes ago. But you guys just came back to the past, right? So the version of you still exists. Okay. They call the dad and I guess call everybody in the neighborhood and tell them to get the fuck up out of there before what happens. And what happens ended up happening still. So the town still gets transported there. There it gets transported to the town. Now, what drew me for a loop, or what fucked me up, was that isn't that now causing a fractured timeline? Because they called the dad, and they called a dad and took him from his family and put him in their family, and they sent their old selves to the prehistoric time to basically die. But wouldn't that now cause a new fucked up current reality? Because your future selves or your past selves still went to what they did. Like, how did you? Pretty much, you know the saying, like, right? If a future Caduce comes to me, right? Caduce is buff as fuck. A future Caduce comes to me, he's buff as fuck and he's healthy, and he comes to me and he's like, Caduce, like, hey, I'm you from 20 years from now. If you keep eating good, you keep working out, you keep doing that. If current Caduce decides to not keep this healthy lifestyle, that future me will not be able to come to fruition. So that's why I'm confused. If you guys didn't get your old selves out of there, how can the current version of you be even there right now if you guys still got transported to the thing? Unless that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. That would still fuck up the reality, because what I was thinking is, unless you're telling me that that's how the timeline has to go, to where they still need to be transported, but I guess just the kids and the wife, and then they still end up finding a way. That's what I'm saying. No, that just wouldn't make sense. My time travel brain just can't process that. It can't make it make sense. And then I probably would have gave the movie a pass if they did not give two versions of Jean, of the J girl. At the end of the movie, we're seeing the family what looks to be of having a barbecue. The girl that they pretty much adopted, there's two of her, right? And in my head, I'm confused, because in my head, I'm like, so you're telling me that my point was proven, that, like, yes, there are multiple versions of y'all now, but you're telling me that her version and her family was like, yeah, there's two of you, we'll just take you in, whatever. What? That don't make no sense. Like, that just scientifically isn't possible. That just doesn't make no fucking sense. Like, how can two of y'all be existing at the same time, in the same time, interacting with each other? Because literally, once they get back to the past, the girl literally says, I'm finna go to my family. And in my head, I'm like, y'all not gonna stop her? She's from the past. She's from the future, but she's coming. Like, I was just like, bro, wait. How? Why is she able to do that? Like, why is she allowed to just? So this movie clearly doesn't follow the rules of time travel. So that's why, for me, they lost the whole letter. They lost the whole number point, because you can't introduce a concept like time travel and think, oh, okay. There's going to be some nerds in the movie theater. I'm a nerd in the movie theater. You can't just present something like that and just think I'm just accepted and just go about my day. Nah. So that's why ultimately End of Oak Street received a 2 out of 5 from me, and I couldn't even recommend it, because I feel like I watch movies that the nerds that watch movies would watch. So if my nerd counterparts can't watch this movie, hey, bad news bears, dang. Bad news bears. So yeah. I think that's also funny, because you know what I'm saying, I don't give you guys enough background for that's why y'all would never know the whole thing. But just know I don't be making, my decision making is valid. So now that we have finished the discussion of End of Oak Street, and like I said, I gave that a 2 out of 5, we're about to get into the Instagram topics for today's episode. So remember, kiddos, you're just going to Instagram for the topics, and that's it. I love her profile picture. That shit is just so funny to me. But yes. Sorry guys, I got quiet. And let's get back to the topic at hand. I was replying to somebody I was replying to Siani. I don't know why. Like I said, she's a frequent member of the podcast, so I could mention her name. But an update from YouTube. So according to DJ Academics, Team YouTube tweeted, starting 8/24, so starting 3 days from now, views will count the moment a video begins to play, with no minimum watch time. Across all platforms, VOD, I'm guessing video today, shorts, and live. We are standardizing views to reflect creators' true exposure across YouTube, making it easier to show their true value to brand partners. This update won't impact creator earnings or YPP eligibility. Details go there. So what I take from this, you know what I'm saying? Let's break it down. What I take from this is that starting on the 24th, YouTube has decided that, I'm guessing they must have had a certain amount of time that you had to watch a video to count as a view. I guess they're taking that away. They're deciding, you know what I'm saying, they're scrapping that, and they're deciding, hey, we're just going to just say if anybody click on a video, if you watch it for 1 second, that's a view. Which, honestly speaking, is fair. I think that's as a nigga that you know what I'm saying, could use a couple more numbers on my views. That right there, I feel like would be a very nice and refreshing thing to see. I'm sure that probably the only reason YouTube probably didn't do it was probably because they didn't want to get finessed with botting views and stuff like that, and then essentially botting the music money. But like I spoke on last week's episode, if not last week, 2 weeks ago, it looks like YouTube is now cracking down, or is making it even more difficult to now be able to get money or earn commission from YouTube videos, especially shorts in particular. I remember I was saying that I think you need to have, like, if I'm not mistaken, like 30,000 views per month. The last 3 months you have to have like 90,000 views or something like that within the last 3 months, within the last 90 days. And I was just like, damn, like, that's a lot of views. But, you know, hey, I feel like it makes sense if YouTube is going to where it's like, we're just gonna make it just a fair across the board, that anybody, for everybody, as long as someone click your video, watch it for a second, that's a view. Watch a view. I think it only makes sense that they make it more strict to get money from it. You know what I'm saying? So and then it makes sense, and that's why, like, for me, it's like, I feel like for the low-key creators that, like I said, that just sometimes that be like, you know what I'm saying, getting discouraged because of our viewership, I feel like this will give us more hope that, like, hey, at least now I know, even if they're not staying for the whole video, at least I know 20 people have seen this shit, and that would make me, next week I got 40, now I know 40 people seen it, now I got 45, now I got 50, like, that right there, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that's a step in the right direction. And like I said, as a nigga that don't get paid for none of his content, that, it doesn't really affect me anyway, because like I said, I don't depend on my content to make me money, I depend on my, you know, my work, my career, you feel me? So, I guess that doesn't affect me. I just, like I said, just the people engaging with my content would just make me happy. Like, if I had 1 million views, right, that's what I'm saying, like, because I'm like, and essentially what I'm saying is, I wouldn't mind, of course, I would want to monetize my viewership, like, I wouldn't want him, like, but I wouldn't want it, like, basically, I don't need to, pretty much what I'm saying is, if I had 1 million views every video, that would be really dope, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if I wasn't getting paid from YouTube and stuff, like, niggas was just watching my videos and shit, just fucking with my shit, supporting my shit, that would be dope. Like, I would probably still be content. Of course, I would probably, like, at that point, think to myself, like, okay, well, how can I monetize? Like, if I can't get some advertisement, like, yeah, I would for sure try to do some type of sponsor, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it'll probably be something ethical, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to do something where I'm finessing my viewers, you know, but for sure, I could definitely, I'll be honest, for sure, if I'm getting like 1 million views and shit, I'll probably want to make money from that, you know what I'm saying? I don't think views probably wouldn't be enough, but as a small creator, views is enough right now. It's more than enough. Like, if I just get 100 views per video, if I could just get 100 views on my Twitch, on my YouTube videos, for my GTA videos, like, if I really had like 100 people like genuinely watching them, I'll be happy as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, because for me, like I said, my audience, I don't need it to be, because that's what I'm saying, I don't want to think small. Okay, I'm not trying to doubt myself. But if I just had like a solid 10 people every time I recorded a podcast, every time I recorded a stream, like, that would really fuck with me, that really like was like my crew, the Scorpions, I would be so grateful. I'll be happy. So like, yeah, if I just had 100 views per video, That would be that right there would be a morale boost. So I'm with it. I'm with it, YouTube. I say hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I just hope, like I said, as someone that's trying to use that, as someone that would like, that I feel like that's looking at this as a positive thing, like, hey, it's gonna give me a chance to look like an actual page, like I'm actually getting views. I hope that they're able to keep it to where it doesn't get abused. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope niggas don't try to finesse it and like, but that's what I'm saying. Like I said, it's like with women. Like I was saying earlier, it's like we could think, we could dream, but let's talk reality. We know what's gonna happen. Maybe not everybody's gonna fuck it up, but there's gonna be that small few of niggas that's gonna be botting the fuck out of that shit. That's gonna have like 1 million views, and like it's gonna be way easier now. Cause now you don't gotta watch a certain amount of time. You don't even gotta watch. You can just watch, like it literally says, the moment the video begins to play, that will count. The views will count the moment the video plays. Man, I can see the rooms now. I can see the warehouses now with the robots touching the screens, playing the video, starting over, playing the video, starting over, playing the video, starting over. You know, but like I said, as long as YouTube controls how much, like, you know what I'm saying, like how to get paid for it, then yeah, it'll probably work out. We're gonna see. It hasn't even been introduced yet, because I ain't gonna lie, I be looking at my views thinking like, oh, like have they started it yet? But it's clear they haven't started yet. Yeah, I'm about to say it. It's clear they haven't started yet, because my YouTube views are pretty standard right now. Like I said, your boy, 151 subscribers up, 2.3k views, 10 hours of watch time. You feel me? Like that right there, that's dope. Okay. So look, just 2 days ago. Oh yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The same that I just read to y'all. So they emailed us letting us know that and shit. So hey, we're gonna see. Hopefully, I can't wait for it to take effect. So I'm gonna see like if it really does like affect my viewership and stuff like that. That'll be dope. And like I said, just because, and I feel like that'll be dope because, like I said, like realistically speaking, even though I say everything I was saying, of course I want to get more reach. You know what I'm saying? So I want the people that are into my content to be able to see my content. And I know sometimes they only recommend your content when you get a certain amount of views. So that's why I feel like it'll be a plus, because maybe people that aren't able to discover me could start discovering me now if they start seeing, like, you know what I'm saying, the YouTube starts like give me more of a chance. You know what I'm saying? Start giving me more shine. So I feel like for the low key people, for the underground people, I feel like it's a plus. Like it gives us a chance to, like, you know what I'm saying, get some looks, you know what I'm saying, and get a chance to just, you know, finally be noticed. You feel me? Like, I mean, so I don't see how that could go wrong. Even my Staydownla podcast, I think, I mean, like I said, we're getting there. The last week's episode got 8 views, bro. And I'm saying something. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I mean? But now, in some messy news, you feel me? Because, you know, I gotta get a little messy on here sometimes. The Neighborhood Talk was talking about, or there was basically an interview with the people that do the pop the balloon thing. So if you guys don't know what the pop the balloon is, there is a young lady. Let me just call her a woman, right? Because I don't want to try to age women. So I try not to make a woman sound older, because I know women don't play about their age. So I try to put young woman, but for me, sometimes as a 26-year-old, I feel like when I say young woman, it comes out like I'm talking about a teenager. So I don't want to say that. So this woman, it's women. It's like, let's say 5 women. They're all holding balloons, and then, or vice versa, 5 guys. They're all holding balloons, and then a eligible single person, either man or woman, for the opposite gender, comes out with the host, and then the host basically brings them out. So right off the rip, as soon as they see them, they can start popping, or they can wait till the person talks. But essentially, it's a pop the balloon challenge. Pretty much like, hey, I'm gonna come out here, tell you what I'm looking for to you guys by myself, and if this is your type, you keep your balloon. If you don't want this person, or you're not attracted, you pop the balloon. So I guess they're facing criticism because they're saying that the show highlights the worst stereotypes about black people. Man, fuck, bro. Even when you just see, when you see a caption like that, right, or when you see a title like that, it's like, are you guys not? Oh my god, I gotta use the restroom. I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to ignore it, but I think I gotta go. Gotcha. Give me a second. She said, I might be young, but I'm ready. What did you mean by that? You might be young, but you're ready. Ready for what? How about we just wait till the right age? That's what I'm saying. It sucks, right? Because, like I said, I'm ratchet, so I can't be the moral police for everything. There's certain things that I feel like, you know what I'm saying, we're going to be biased on, we're going to let it pass, and there's just certain things we're not. Like, for me, I'm a freak. So, that's what it is. That's where I'd be like, okay, I teeter the tie on, you know? But I try to hold myself accountable for everything else. You feel me? But nah. So let's get into this. They're highlighting the bad stereotypes about black people. Sheesh.
I spoke to a young black woman who's a freshman in college, and she said, I don't like the show because it highlights the worst stereotypes about black people. What do you think of that?
Like, that's what I'm saying, like, because I'm like, you asked her. Okay, so let's listen to what he said.
I spoke to a young black woman who's a freshman in college, and she said...
He spoke to a young black woman. She's a freshman in college. So that means she's fresh out of high school. Okay. And she said that she doesn't like the show because it highlights the worst... Okay, let me go on.
I don't like the show because it highlights the worst stereotypes about black people.
It highlights the worst stereotypes about black people. I feel like the worst stereotypes about black people is that we like, you know what I'm saying, we like fried chicken, we like watermelon, and that, you know, like racist shit. I think what the, and that's what I was saying earlier, I think what the about the balloon really be showcasing and be showing how, like, unrealistic these dating standards be. No? Like, but that's what I'm saying, right? No offense, right? No offense. Because I love my women. I love my ladies. That's why it took me a while before I started really getting on y'all. I gave women a pass so many podcast episodes I've given women passes. So many. So you guys cannot blame me or flame me for, like, kind of getting on y'all head a little bit now. But to say that the Pop the Balloon is highlighting the worst stereotypes about black people, I feel like we might not be... I think we're missing the plot. I think we might be forgetting what a stereotype is. Because I don't think it's highlighting the stereotypes about black people. I think it might be highlighting bad dating stereotypes. But I don't think it's just specifically to black people. Like, I never watched that show. I don't watch the Pop the Balloon. I know people that watch the Pop the Balloon, though. I've never seen them watch it. Or I've never... So then again, I'm not going to... But I've never watched it passively and been like, dang, this show is like, yo, why they making black people look like that? Like, why they, you know, I don't even think, like, when I watch that show, I don't even get that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even get that, like, they're even trying to, like, it don't even come off in reality, in actuality. And maybe I might be giving the creators too much credit, whatever. But in actuality, it seems like it's really trying to be a legit show to find love. Like, it be coming off like, their goal is really to try to matchmake, but I think it's the people's personal things when they get there. Is like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like some people might be getting there and like, okay, I really want to look for somebody, but some people they be there to just get their shot. Some people be looking for the little 5 minutes of fame, so they get on there to, like, instead of present themselves to the women, to the audience, to the men, to the audience. So that's why I'm like, I could see that, but I don't see the show highlighting the bad black people. So I feel like that's a specific thing to say about the show that I feel like it's like, I think you might be a little harsh on them. I don't think it's that bad. Like I said, dating stereotypes, yeah, because it will have a guy on there with 3 kids telling a girl, I don't want a baby mama. It will have a girl on there, 3 kids talking about, I want a guy to pay for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It might be some, but to say it's black people, I feel like that's a little charged statement in itself to say that, like, it's only highlighting the black people stereotypes. You know what I mean?
Right, we're all human. Even if I did this show other nations, other races, it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
This is just what the dating scene is. This is how we are. But our main goal is to let's solve the problem. We are showing people this is the problem. How are you going to fix a problem if you don't see it?
We bring people from all walks of life. So we get doctors.
That's so crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, you know, sometimes you see people on a TV show or somewhere, and then you see them in real life, and you're like, okay, they're kind of different. How she is and looks on the show, she looks just like that in this interview. That's kind of trippy.
Students. cooks, we get servers, we get lawyers. Like, we're bringing all types of people on this show from 21 to 50 up. And it's like, we can't determine what kind of person, what kind of character they come and they put on the show. So that's what I think makes our show really stand out, is like, we let people be themselves.
And that's what I'm saying. They let them, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel like to put it on, to say like, oh, the people being themselves is like a highlight of black people's stereotypes. Like, no. I think that would be us claiming that shit. I don't think, nah. Because most of these people that are on the show don't really, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on now. Like, what the heck? I don't know. Yeah. Exactly. I like what this person said. It said, it highlighted that most people fall in love with an aesthetic and don't connect deeper than that, each initially, which is why lots of relationships fail. What I was telling y'all earlier, I said, I think my issue is, I need to start looking for that deeper connection with these women. I need to stop just looking for surface level shit, or just things that just like, you know what I mean? Like, an aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? Just because we look good. Now, I need someone that could really match my aesthetic, but also match me on a deeper level. Like that. But in DEI news and stock news, Target reportedly lost $12.4 billion in the market value after the backlash over canceling its $2 billion DEI pledge, and that has sparked. Let me just read how it says it. Target reportedly lost $12.4 billion in market value after backlash over canceling its $2 billion DEI pledge sparked nationwide boycotts. That's what the sentence says. Target reportedly lost $12.4 billion in market value after backlash over canceling its $2 billion pledge sparked nationwide boycotts. Run on sentence. You could have stopped it at. I think this is how I was reading it. Target reportedly lost $12.4 billion in market value after the backlash over canceling its $2 billion pledge had sparked. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Target reportedly lost $12.4 billion in market value after backlash over canceling its 2B DEI pledge sparked nationwide boycotts. After backlash over canceling, Target reportedly lost $12.4 billion in market value after backlash. The sense is just the structure doesn't make sense to me, because I'm like, they're saying that they reportedly lost $12.4 billion in market value after the backlash over canceling its two Spark Nation, like that. I think it's the Spark nationwide boycotts that's throwing me off and it's irritating me. But what started as a one-day hit has now turned into a steady decline with sales. See, that's what I'm saying. So you know how to put commas. Why is that sentence just irritating me so much then? Target reportedly lost $12.4 billion in market value after backlash over canceling its $2 billion DEI pledge sparked nationwide boycotts. I don't know. That sentence just doesn't make sense to me, y'all. I'm sorry. My bad. But good news, Target is losing money, $12.4 billion, in fact, in market value, because the nationwide boycotts have basically been playing their part and doing their thing. So what happened essentially, pretty much Target had decided to cancel $2 billion of its DEI pledge, which is, DEI is basically, I'm like, I was about to give you guys, in my head I was like, diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's what it stands for. But essentially it was basically, so for example, two kids grow up in a neighborhood. One kid grows up in a suburban neighborhood, his name is Johnny. One kid grows up in the hood, his name is Kudus. They both go to school. Johnny goes to private school, Kudus goes to public school. They both go to school for pilot. They both go to school to be a pilot. Kudus goes to school for being a pilot, graduates. Johnny goes to school to be a pilot, graduates. They both apply for a job. DEI essentially was basically to ensure that Kudus, regardless of his background, could at least get a chance at a job in the same area and same place that Johnny had. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, black people in particular would be overlooked because of their background, name, or just because they're black. You know what I'm saying? So DEI was basically to structure it to make it more fair, to really just not necessarily, because and I really hate how they try to reframe it and make it seem like it was supposed to be giving black people more chances, but it was like, no, it was supposed to be giving black people an equal opportunity to be considered. That's really what it was. It was like, just give them a chance to be considered too. Like, instead of just only choosing from white people, choose from black people, choose from Hispanic people, choose from Native American, choose from Asian. Like, just give other races a chance. You know what I'm saying? So that's what DEI was for. But as normal, or I think what happened between me and you guys, I think what happened was a lot of the positions and a lot of jobs where they were just grandfathering people in, and they were just giving it to people because they just knew them or they were cool with their family and shit like that. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, black people started getting those jobs, right? And because of that, and because, like I said, they're not getting a job because they're just black. They're getting a job because they're qualified. They have the necessary requirements to do it. The people that didn't have the requirements, now they're fucked. You know what I'm saying? So because they're fucked and they're looking at it like, damn, I didn't really even want to go to school for anything, and I'm not going to go to school for anything now. I wanted to just do the easy job where it's just like, my family worked here, my kids is going to work here, my kids is going to work here. We just want to keep just working here, just working here, just working here. We're just going to just keep learning the trade. Now we're actually having to learn skills and shit like that, and they're realizing it's more harder in the job market than they gave credit for. Of course, they complain. Now they switched it up. Now they made it to where it's like, oh, no, in fact, you know, if I see DI, that's actually a bad thing. They're actually giving more to the point where, because like I said, I can't regurgitate the negative talking points because I never believed them. But basically, they were basically saying, like, one example, like I said with the pilot shit, they were pretty much trying to say that if you've seen a black pilot, wouldn't you be nervous? Like, what the fuck? Like, no, if I seen a black pilot, I would just be like, that's a black pilot. That nigga had to, if anything, if I see any pilot, I'm telling myself, nigga, that nigga had to go through rigorous schooling and learning and expertise downloading, basically, to just be able to be in this position. I wouldn't think to myself, because of DI, they might have just got the nigga that's not well qualified to be a pilot. How? Like the fact that they, sometimes I hear the arguments that be online, I'm like, did you say that out loud? Like, okay, they hired a black pilot, so the pilot must be underqualified because he's black, because of DEI, because DEI is made, they're going to put people's lives at risk and put people that are underqualified in these highly qualified and highly required, highly trained, highly skilled positions. Because what? Black people said we want more representation? No. Black people said that, nigga, we want more representation, and we have the skills to pay the bills. If not even more skilled. Why aren't we getting some of these opportunities? Why are we not getting the same opportunities? That's what it was. We were saying that, nigga, we have the same qualities and capabilities to do the same jobs. Can I get the job? Damn, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm like, the fact that they turn into they're hiring under deserving people pretty much, or like pretty much giving it to people that wouldn't be able to do the job right. It's just so fucked up. But fuck all that shit. And not like that. When Trump came around, he put a big sting on that. He really was like, he went hard on DEI. So all these companies that be really racist took it as like, yes, finally we can stop this DEI shit. And because of that, Target suffered the cost. Now your $2 billion that you decided to stop pledging over, now you're losing $12 billion. You just lost the extra $10.4 billion because you want to cancel a $2 billion pledge. That's on you, bro. So no, I don't feel bad for Target. That's what they get. But this guy on Shade Room was talking about pretty much saying that people be raising kids or raising men that can't be hired. And as a man, I just wanted to share this because I'm like, let's see what he has to say, and let's see if I could also chime in on this and see what I could share to my young brothers and young men out there, so that way we could be being raised to be hired. Because I don't like that sentiment. My whole thing, I was upset when I see it, because I feel like I don't like I said, for me, it's respectfully, it's one thing for women to get upset at women and y'all be switching up, y'all do whatever. A girl will be friends with a girl that she knows is a hoe. Don't have no issue with her while she's friends. As soon as they break up, now the bitch can't keep her pussy closed. Now the bitch can't close her legs. Now the bitch should suck up everybody. At least with a nigga, if we fall out, for the most part, I'm gonna keep it to myself. So when I seen that shit about the nigga saying we're amazing men that can't be hired, I thought it was like a woman. Like, not to say it like that, but I was like, okay, this is an attention grabber, obviously. But let's listen to it. I haven't listened to it, so let's hear what he has to say.
Y'all are raising men we can't hire. Y'all are raising men that we cannot hire. I'm gonna tell you what's going on right now. A lot of you all are building dependent boys who become undisciplined, dependent on their parents' men. We cannot employ these people. They're not on time. They do not answer to anyone. They think that they are always right. Listen, mothers, fathers who think their kids are always right. And I need you to really listen to me when I say this, because I'm saying it, but other people want to say it as well. Y'all, you're making it very difficult for us, because now we're playing the part of being their parents versus their employers. It is becoming very difficult to employ people who do not have the discipline to be on time for meetings, to listen when we're giving them ideas, to take instruction when it's necessary. Stop raising dependent boys. You're making it very difficult for us, because now we're playing the part of being their parents versus their employers. It is becoming very difficult to employ people who do not have the discipline.
I don't know. He's not wrong, but I think it's just one of those people where I'm just like, I usually don't hear that from guys. Like, cause I'm like, man, for the most part, man, we're it's like it's like as nigga is born, he's already given like the handbook of how to be a man. Be disciplined, work out, don't play about your family. Like, I feel like for the most part, all men know what we're supposed to do. I think it's just the niggas that just be on some shit like, I'm not gonna do that, I'm gonna do my own thing, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna do it. But for the most part, I think men generally know like how to show up, how to do this, especially if you're raised good, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want it, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like, respectfully, what he was saying, no offense to women, I don't see, because I don't see usually boys being raised and they're usually telling boys, oh, you're always right, you're always this. Like, usually boys we be getting, you know what I'm saying? Usually boys get thrown to the wolves, you know what I'm saying? Like, most of the time, and that's what I'm saying, even me, like, I had to kind of figure it out. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like my parents, my dad raised me, but I still had to go raise myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a nigga, like, I don't know. So, I guess if he's hiring people that, you know what I'm saying, that can't be hired and they're boys, he got a right to say what he's saying. But I just find that hard to believe, you know. And respectfully, maybe one parent households, I could see that being like a case with like a male only being raised by his mom, probably not being the most, you know what I'm saying, receptive to criticism and shit like that. Whereas when the dad is in the picture, the dad usually instills the discipline in them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe in the single parent households that might be why, but I don't see how when the parents are both there, the boys aren't being raised to, you know what I'm saying? Because usually, like I said, just a discipline thing. Like, if the discipline is not in the house, like, well, duh. But like I said, I feel like that's general. That's neutral, general. I think that's gender neutral. I don't think that's just to what? Just to men. I mean, okay, cool. What? Wow. Alright, guys. I'm done with Instagram, but this is the last thing we'll talk about right real quick. There's a dating debate. That's what I'm saying. And I feel like, oh my God. Man, I'm telling you, bro. Like, I really can't wait, because I'm like, I know there's a woman out there that would never put me through this stress of having to think like this is really how all you guys think. But it's just be so scary, because I'm like, oh man. Like, is this really, because I feel him. Like, I'm so scared to come off bro to a girl, but at the same time, I don't want to just give her my wallet. You know what I'm saying? But this debate basically says, dating debate, is offering to pay for a woman's Uber to first date doing too much? And I'm thinking to myself, why do you not have a car? Like, why did you not pick her up? But this guy says, or the tweet says, or the post says, am I doing too much by offering to cash app her for the Uber to our first date? Feels better than the awkward send me your address so I can pick you up stalker vibes. Whoa. Why do you assume that that's stalker vibes? If you're trying to get to know this person, man, I don't know. Because in my head, I'm like, I never thought of that. Like, I never thought to myself, when I'm asking this girl's address or I'm trying to pull up on her for a first date, she might be weirded out that I'm asking for, like, how am I going to pick her up? Unless she wants to, that's what I'm saying, unless she wants to say, oh, meet me at a public place, like, so that way I don't know her address. But that's what I'm saying. Why would you want to date a guy, like, because in my head, I tell you guys all the time, I think weird. So in my head, I'm thinking to myself, the girl's already imagined so many scenarios with this nigga, as far as the guy too. Why would she date a guy she's not even comfortable coming to her house? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like if she's not even comfortable sending you her address, she's probably not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, that might be a different topic. But he's saying not trying to love bomb, but I'm also not trying to give off broke. Huh? You're not trying to love bomb by sending her money for a Uber, but you're not trying to come off broke by not sending her money for Uber. So, like, if you don't send her money for the Uber to the date, that's giving broke? Wow. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm just not going to be able to figure this dating shit out, I guess, bro. Because what? I don't know if it's... Okay, so... Dang, that's so crazy. But let's just see what the comments say. I feel like my head is about to blow up by just reading these comments. What? Wow. So I guess, yeah, okay. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, the comments is like torn. They're like, why is, like, a lot of people are like, the fact that we're even having a conversation like this just shows how bad dating is. And that's why I'm like, I agree. I'm like, but then I'm like I said, for me, because like I said, I live in the real world, right? So I always try my best. I try my best. I tell myself all the time, you know, the internet's not real. So, like, just because you see that's what people are saying they want in dates, it's not just going to be like that. But sometimes you come across and you're like, well, somebody's lying. There has to be some disconnect somewhere, because sometimes it's like, okay, some of these girls be tripping, but sometimes some of their behavior or their wants be warranted by some of their actions and shit. So I don't know, man. Like in my head, like I said, I'm hoping people aren't really out here thinking like this and to themselves, like, oh man, like I'm not gonna lie like that. Man, now I gotta Uber her to the date. Like, dang, you gotta Uber her to the date. Like, even with the car. So when we go to the date, I gotta Uber you back home. Fuck, that's a lot. And I'm whipping though. I'm driving there myself, and I'm like, I got the passenger empty and shit, and I'm going on a date with you, but I still gotta pay for you to get there, then pay for the food, then pay for you to go back home, and then you might not ever talk to me again. Damn. That's why I'm telling you guys, that's why niggas be trying to fuck on the first date. That's really all it is. A nigga would not care about paying for a date, paying for an Uber, if he knew that at least he could get his nut off. And that sounds fucked up, but and I don't even know, honestly speaking, that don't even sound fucked up. I think it's just my brain and society's made me feel like a nigga wanting that is a bad thing, when in reality I don't feel like it's a bad thing. Like, are we not adults? Do we not want to have sex? You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, if you're getting what you want, why can't I get what I want? I just want a nut. I just want to have sex. Like, I want to get intimate. Like, what the fuck? You're attractive. But in my head, I'm like damn. Like, cause literally, like, the way women wanted to where it's like, okay, yeah, the nigga should like pay for everything, and I should be able to reserve the right to, like, you know, if I want to talk to him, if I want to see him again. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? You could have that from like 10 different niggas. I can't just take 10 different girls on dates and just pay for all of them and just think I'm gonna be the same after that. No. But I feel like when intimacy is like involved, it's like, okay, well, now I know I'm not gonna be fucking everybody. Like, I'm gonna see this through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're investing in it, I'm investing in it. That's why for me, it's like, I don't even need you to have sex with me. Just pay for something. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I know is like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You're investing. You know what I'm saying? Like, type shit. I just want to know that you're investing too. I think that's what it is. Niggas just don't want to be wasting their investments, bro. Like, cause not everybody's just getting money that easily. Like, not everybody could just make $10,000 in a month. You feel me? So it's like, yeah, on top of my bills, on top of everything, yes, I want to get to know you, but sis, baby girl, I want to get to know you reasonably, you know? So that's why I feel like, to answer that question, don't date her. Never mind. Oh my god. Never mind. I knew it. I told you guys in the beginning. I said I was telling you guys what I was telling you guys about the Tiana thing about me having a crush on her, but it's not really like that no more or whatever. So I basically said it. I was like, oh, like you keep telling me that I should cut this girl off because it's not mutual, but I'm like, what if I told you the girl was you? I'm supposed to cut you off because it's not mutual? And she said, no, you saying I don't like you because we don't talk a lot or what? It's not mutual. And in my head, I'm like, you know, we, you know what I'm saying? You fuck with a nigga, but you don't fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you know, it is what it is. But that's what I'm saying. Tiana knows. If she was to like give a nigga a chance, I would do it. I'll make it work. But that's what I'm saying. If she don't see me like that, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's why I can't convince her to, because at the end of the day, I feel like I've done it in the past where it's like somebody that wouldn't really want to date me, I end up dating them later, and I feel like it ends up just being like, how do I say it? It's just resentment in the back of your head, and then it's like, honestly speaking, how do I explain it? It just don't becoming real. It just comes off force, you know. It's like, well, and then at the back of your mind, you're just thinking as an eye, you're just like, damn, like what changed? You know what I mean? Like, is this real or is this for the moment? So I feel like you just end up fucking it up yourself and self-sabotaging. So I personally would have self-sabotaged because, like I said, I told myself, I said that if someone that you have feelings for has feelings for you, you know, see it through and shit. Don't fuck it up because you just like, damn, they didn't fuck with me like that. But I could see how someone could be like, oh well, you know, you wasn't fucking with me like that 2 months ago, and all of a sudden you on me, like, what's going on, you know, type shit. So that's why I feel like, to her point, is like, no, sis, it's like, and that's why, like I said, I don't want to go deep into it because I don't want to make it seem like, like I'm mad at her for not liking me back. Like, no, clearly I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not tripping. I'm just letting you know, like, at the time when I was like really like into you, I was just saying like on some shit like, hey, like, let's try it out, and you wasn't with it, so I just moved on naturally. So we're still cool, but when I be hearing, I guess sometimes it'd be like, oh, like, you know, because I'll just be like, dang, like, sis, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, so you just be seeing a girl, and you be like, dang, you see a girl complain about niggas, right? And you be like, you know, you complain about niggas, and it's like, I was ready to treat you better than half these niggas would, but I guess you didn't want that from me, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I said what I said. It's like, but I think that's ego. That's ego too, because it's like, well, how are you assuming that she don't like you that same way too? That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, then they like, just as you like her doesn't mean she likes you. So just as you could treat her good doesn't mean that she necessarily wanted you to treat her good. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it's like a weird conundrum. But that's why ultimately you move on. You gotta just do it, because it's like, yes, you can be attracted to someone. Yes, you present yourself. Yes, you shoot your shot. But if they decline it, they reject you, it is what it is. Move on from it and go about it. But I was just telling you guys, like, I guess, like, what a nigga be thinking, because I'm sure I'm not the only nigga that thinks like this and shit. Man. Yeah. But honestly speaking, that's what I'm saying. I think, honestly speaking, it'd probably be best if I just say it on some shit, like, you know, like, oh, like, explain to her, like, really just be like, oh, like, I'm not, like, what I, like, just be like, oh, what I was trying to say is this, like, I'm not saying I'm tripping, I'm just saying, like, at the time, I was like, oh, like, like, oh, you know what I'm saying, like, I wanted to really be with you, like, heavily and stuff. So when I see stuff like this, I just be like, oh, like, you know, hey, that could have been you, you know what I'm saying? But like, now we're just friends, so of course it's like not gonna be like that no more, if that makes sense. But I think that's why, because ultimately, like I said, that's why niggas don't be liking guy best friends, because a nigga could like you and like keep his feelings buried and just be friends with you and not do anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, on me. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I can see that. So I guess ultimately, yes, I would be lying to say the feelings are not there, but I just do not act on them. That's the truth about the matter. You feel me? But like I said, it's probably just because, like I said, the nigga don't be, you know, like I meet a new girl, but you don't ever get off, you don't ever go nowhere. So it's like, I just end up back to where I was, and it's like, okay, well, if I'm going back to where I was, my feelings are still there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't really get a chance to move on, because nobody's ever let me really, I never moved on. You feel me? Because it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. So that's really all it is. And that's the truth. That's the truth of the matter. You feel me? A nigga, I won't sit here and lie and say I ain't got no feelings for her, but it's like, it's one of these words like, it's clearly it's not reciprocated. It's not the same feeling, so I don't act on it. I don't do anything about it. But we cool, and that's why, like I said, I stay where I stay, because I know that, ultimately, if she was to get with somebody, I would have to for sure back off, because, it's like I can't be, you know what I'm saying? If you got a nigga now, I can't be fuck with you any type of way, because your nigga will be able to tell, like, oh, this nigga likes you, you know, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas know type shit. I don't just be. Tiana knows I'm nice, but I'm not just that nice. You feel me? Like, obviously I like you. You feel me? But like I said, it is what it is. But I was going to talk about the reason I have this topic in particular. This was academics talking about the day that he knew everyday struggle was over. That was a show that he was doing with Joe Budden. Was when Joe Budden discovered that Complex was making $700K a month and only paid the employees $50K. So I brought this up because I thought it was interesting about, you know, like I was telling you guys 2 weeks ago about the DDG thing, where he basically was telling the where he pretty much was telling the thing where he was basically saying that the streamer or his cameraman was tripping for trying to make more money. And I was like, you know, you say that to you in certain positions, you're in certain roles, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because you work for somebody doesn't mean you don't want to make a certain amount of money. And academics literally says right here, when Joe Budden and him were working on Everyday Struggle, the complex building or the complex company was making $700K. So DDG, is Joe Budden tripping for wanting to make more money? You know what I'm saying? For looking at it and being like, y'all making $700K, man, I want to be the nigga making $700K. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like. I feel like it sucks, but in life, the only way that certain shit is going to really be copacetic is if certain people just are okay with not wanting more. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, as a human, as a person, why would you not want to strive for better? Why would you not want to strive for the best? So it's like, unless there's literally going to be people that are okay with just the bare minimum, there's always going to be someone that's going to be in the road that's like, yeah, I work for you, but I think I can own a business like this, or I deserve to own a business like this, or you making this much money, I make this much money, I honestly want to make this much money too. I feel like I can make this much money. So it's like, that's what I say. That's why I feel like, hey, you gotta be grateful. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't bite the hand that feeds you, but also don't, you know what that nigga say? Don't look a gift's horse in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, be careful, because it's like, ultimately, it's like, duh. Like, why would you not want to be more successful? Why would you not want to be the top of the leaderboard? Why would you not want to be at the top? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just because what, I work for you, I can't do that? Like, no, some niggas, they hear that and they take it as a challenge. It's like, all right, bet. Like, you're not going to give it to me, but I'm going to get it myself. You know, and that's what Joe Budden did, pretty much. But in other news, the To Catch a Predator host Chris Hansen was banned from Roblox Live at CrimeCon while demonstrating its child safety rigs with YouTuber Schlep. His account vanished moments after a user tried to move their conversation to Snapchat. So essentially, Chris Hansen was at a CrimeCon, and if you guys know anything about Roblox is pretty known because it's a good app. It's kind of like Fortnite, where it's like a sandbox where you can kind of get on there, creatives, software engineers, anybody that knows how to build a video game, go on there and really make their own video game. And it's also been known because predators be on there kind of like targeting young kids, pretty much, you know, because it's just easy to target kids on there, I guess. So because of that, the question of Roblox safety features, parental features are always being questioned and always like scrutinized. So I guess Chris Hansen was doing a, you know, demonstrating the child safety thing on the CrimeCon panel, whereas he was pretending to be on Roblox, and the moment somebody tried to do some freaky shit, his account got vanished. So that basically means that the people that work at Roblox was basically watching and aware of him doing that, and before he could expose them and show how like easy it is for a creeper or a creep ass nigga to target your child on there, they decided to get his ass up out of there and be like, hey, you're doing too much. So if that's a sign that you guys shouldn't be having your kids on Roblox, I don't know what is, because I feel like that's kind of creepy. But in sad news, Hayden Panettiere has sadly passed away at the age of 36. She is known for a lot of characters, and I feel so bad because I didn't recognize her at first. Like, I recognized her, but I recognized her from Scream, so I didn't know at first that, like, it was her. But man, rest in peace to her. And y'all know me, I'm a theorist. I theorize a lot. So in my head, I'm really trying to hope that there was no weird shit going on, because after she passed away, there was basically like this thing trending where she basically spoke on Neutrogena, pretty much saying how when she started talking about postpartum depression and like basically how pregnancy affects women, Neutrogena decided to part ways with her, and how she also was on this boat with this celebrity and shit, and how the boat, how on this yacht, and like how this person that basically was like her handler, not her handler, but this girl or this lady that she looked up to in the industry, pretty much brought her to a room where this creepy ass, let me not say creepy, but this celebrity or this musician was there, pretty much like wanting to get fucked, and they pretty much put her up to it, and she locked in and was like, nigga, I'm not going for that, and she escaped out of there. And that right there was just like, what the fuck, like, and even recently too, I already know. That's why, like, I already told you guys, if I'm speaking on it on here, I'm assuming that me and that person probably not gonna be cool. Like, even me and Tiani, I'm like, man, after this episode, I hope he's still cool. Like, we probably still gonna be cool, but she probably gonna be like, I gotta distance myself from this nigga. Like, this nigga like me too much. But in my head, I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. I told myself I'm not gonna hold back. I gotta say it how I feel, and I gotta be real about how I really feel about certain shit. Like, even with this Jay-Z, because it's not Jay-Z, it has nothing to do with Jay-Z in this clip in particular, but there's a clip that was trending recently, right? And it's Beyonce in a studio, it looks like, and then there's this white guy who's sitting down, and he's on the phone with Michael Jackson, and he's pretty much trying to get Beyonce to talk to Michael Jackson because it looks like they're working on a song. All of that is cool and dandy up until the nigga tells Beyonce, 19-year-old Beyonce, just come sit on my lap, it'll be easier. I thought that was just so weird to me, because it's like, what? Like, my nigga, like, was it just that, like, common for niggas to creep on young girls like that? Because it's like, obviously, and I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with my nigga Black too, but I gotta quote you on this. I gotta quote you on this because I was upset when I seen that tweet. He was like, I know a Goro when I see one. And I just got irritated because I was like, yes, we all know hoes when we see hoes. But I feel like in the industry, have we not, like, I feel like it's so obvious that, like, it's not obvious, let me not say it like that, but like, clearly some people not desperate, like they desperate, like, oh, I need this, but some people want to make it, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people just really just want to make it so bad, right, that yes, they're gonna do some things that are uncomfortable to just, you know what I'm saying, keep the peace. I feel like, and this, like I said, I'm not sitting, I mean, Beyonce don't owe me nothing, so this is not me trying to defend her on some shit like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's just from my psychological background and from what I've heard about the industry, and especially with the movie industry, you know, Harvey Weinstein and shit like that, a lot of these niggas be in power, be creepy as fuck, and know that, man, you want to get a good look, right? You want this position, you want to work with these people, you gotta suck this dick, you gotta let me fuck, you gotta do something, like, and I don't care, like, I really don't give a fuck, because I'm the one with the power, I'm the one that can call the shots, and I've been doing it for so long that I don't give a fuck. Like, nigga, record this shit, nigga. I got a young Beyonce right here talking to Michael Jackson. Beyonce, come sit on my lap. Let's make it easier. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think people really understood, like, the comfortability of this man, because in my head I'm like, bro, what? I don't see, like, I was really trying. I'm like, maybe like this, I'll be normal. Maybe. I don't think there's any situation where what happened right there is normal or is like regular, to where it's like you have an artist, Beyonce's an artist at that point, sitting on a producer, director's lap to talk to somebody on the phone. If you don't just come in, it's on speaker, right? I'll just stand right here and talk. But that's what I'm saying, like imagine, you know, you don't have no power in this position. What are you gonna do? You're gonna fall suit. It's like in jobs. It's like working corporate. Niggas be knowing shit be wrong, but it's like, man, I gotta feed my family. I gotta eat. I gotta get this money. I'm gonna just turn the other way. It's like the police force. It's like the government. We're not gonna get to the bottom of this till we get to the root cause, which is the necessity for everybody to want to like live good. You know what I'm saying? Like if everything, like if opportunity was truly equal, we wouldn't have shit like this. You know what I'm saying? But it's because there be gatekeepers. It be niggas that, not niggas, but it be people that be in these positions of power that don't want to relinquish shit. You know what I'm saying? That don't want to let no new people in. So naturally, and y'all, I tell you guys all the time, for me, I'm not gonna tap dance for these niggas. And that's why I be feeling bad. That's why, honestly speaking, it might sound like I'm on some bitch shit, but that's why sometimes I don't be wanting certain people to find a podcast, because I don't want people to get on here and think, oh, this nigga doesn't like white people, or this nigga that. When in reality, it's like, no, I don't like white people. I just know how society is structured and it works, and it puts them at, you know what I'm saying, at the forefront, and you guys get a lot more passes. So naturally, I be more careful. I be more calculated. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I try my best not to be in those spaces knowing that I'm going to have to kiss up, or knowing that I have to be uncomfortable. So rather than be like that, I'd rather be in my comfortability. And if that means I don't make $10 million, but at least I don't sell my soul, then I'm okay with that. Hey, if I make my $1,000, but I get to be myself, have my family, have my morals, be myself, I'm much rather take that than to be the millionaire that's depressed and can't even express himself. To be the millionaire, to be the person that's in a position of power, respect, to be in a position of influence, and you can't even influence. Imagine that. To be in a position in a place where you can speak on real shit, but you don't, because you know if you do, the opportunities that you have, you're not gonna get them no more. That's why I much rather, if I can get these opportunities speaking that real shit, I don't want that shit, nigga. Dead homies, cause that shit's fucked up, bro. That shit's fucked up. I hate that, and I hate that. That's why for me, like I said, what I was saying earlier, I'm like, we need to, guys, you guys gotta start understanding. Girls are freaks too. Girls like having sex just like you like having sex. Stop villainizing them, because I feel like if we start making certain things a problem, and we start really making the things that are a problem, then we could really heal as a society. But we don't really want to heal as a society. Come on, y'all. If y'all wanted to heal, y'all would have healed. Duh. Come on, fool. Not like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know. But that's what I said. Hey, I ain't even gonna get to that position. I'm gonna be smart. I'm gonna keep that thing on me, and I'm not gonna what they call it? I'm not gonna be the aggressor. I'm always defend myself. You're not gonna treat me on my spot, dead homies. But in some drug related news, 14 Penn State students, I don't really know much about there, but Penn State students have been charged in connection with an alleged cocaine trafficking ring. Two fraternity brothers allegedly traveled to New York and Philly to obtain large amounts of cocaine, while pledges were reportedly made to cut and package it as a part of it. Oh my god. These niggas done turned GTA to real life. Two frat bros would go to New York, would go to Philly, get the stuff, come back to the Penn State, send the pledges, hey yo, you trying to be a part of this shit? You gotta cut this shit and package it, nigga. You gotta put in that work. Oh, is this the initiation process? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we'll call it the initiation process, my nigga. But make sure that shit is only 2 grams in that baggie, nigga. Hurry the fuck up. Could you imagine that? No, dead ass. Could you imagine that? Being a student, but on the side running a whole cocaine run. But that's why I told you guys this last week episode. I don't know what it is about that drug and stuff, because I hear about cocaine, I don't hear nothing good about it. But I guess it's just a money maker. But I think the real, I guess you could say, the real kicker of this is, how the fuck did these niggas travel with large amounts of cocaine to New York and Philly and not get pulled over? You wanna know why? They were not on the radar. Wanna know why? They didn't have no chance of getting pulled over because what? They go to Penn State. Look at him on paper. This is a clean cut young man. Whole time he's a whole drug dealer. Me, I'm a rapper. Whole time he's a podcaster. Get a load of this guy. Like, I'm telling you, you ever heard of Double Lives? Man, no, me. Them niggas thought they was what that nigga from Power? They thought it was Ghost Son. I'm like, come on, y'all. And you know what's even funnier? I feel like the fact that they thought they could get away with this is what's so comedy to me. Like, there's no way, like that you're putting a lot of faith in the fact that these pledges are not gonna go snitch on you, and that these pledges are not gonna go talk about it. That's a lot of confidence. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure we're gonna still see more information about this as it comes out. But I thought that was pretty funny. Like, niggas in Penn State out here selling coke. Sheesh, selling coke. But the Winnie the Pooh actor Jim Cummings has spoken out after being snubbed for the Disney Legends honor. 40 plus years, quote, 40 plus years, 1,500 plus characters, the voice of generations, no comment. So I guess Disney decided to do a Legends honor, and allegedly, my nigga was not on there. My nigga that did Winnie the Pooh was not on the Legends honor, and apparently, and I'm guessing that he must have not been on it for a minute now, because essentially, Jim Cummings has spent decades voicing some of Disney's most recognizable characters, but he's still waiting for the company to officially name him a Disney legend. Wow. The voice actor has portrayed Winnie the Pooh since the late 1980s and has also provided the voices of Tigger, Pete, Darkwing Duck, among many other characters. His career stretches more than 1,500 roles, including work outside of Disney. Despite the history, he wasn't among the 11 people selected for Disney Legends class of 2026. This year, inductees who were shown off at D23 instead include Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the Jonas Brothers, they get a pass, Anne Hathaway, she gets a pass, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and former CEO Bob Iger. Yeah, I don't know. That's so weird. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. What did I just say? Imagine doing all that, and you can't even get the respect you deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, no offense to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but word on the street is word on the street. So the fact that you got that, and my nigga The Rock was a legend, like, Winnie the Pooh is still popular to the stage that Winnie the Pooh is so popular they still have a Winnie the Pooh area at Disneyland. So it's not like Winnie the Pooh is not a thing anymore. Winnie the Pooh is still very much trending, still very much a household name. So I don't know. That's fucked up. And like I said, it's not and clearly they haven't given it a period. So it's not some shit where it's like, oh, he got it last year and he get it this year. No. The nigga ain't got it. Period. They could have gave it to him 2000, 2002, 2005. Like, has The Rock been a part of Disney that long? I only see, because respectfully, I'm assuming from Moana, that's why The Rock is getting that. And even that, right? You know how thirsty you have to be to play the cartoon character and play the live action character? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I give him that. That nigga is one of those, because that's what they, I don't know, right? The word on the street, and like I said, I don't know this nigga. I'm just regurgitating what I hear. Word on the street is that nigga low-key gets his way, and if he don't get his way, it's low-key the highway. So I could see, this is just me speculating, this is just me imagining with my imagination. He probably was on the shit like, hey, if I'm not on that Disney Legends shit, it's gonna be a problem. But I'm only saying that with him. He's the only person I can see doing some shit like that. Everybody else, I don't know. But all I gotta say is Disney. Shout out to Disney, because I'm an avid Disney goer and a Disney watcher. Man, let my nigga Jim Cummings get the Disney Legends honor. And matter of fact, give him his own Disney Legends honor. Like, give him his own separate, how do I say it? Disney Legends honor, but like of legacy, of like, just for like the fact that he's been here for so long. Like, give him something specific to him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, me, that's fucked up. But in some weird news, right? A Pennsylvania University soccer star, Caroline Hines, 18 years old, was stabbed to death by her boyfriend, who told his mom that demons took over and told him to stab her. His mother then reportedly helped him clean the blood from the car and clothing before dumping the body. Her body was found in the back of her Jeep Cherokee in Penn West California's campus early Thursday. And of course he's white. That is so fucked up. Not only did you stab your girlfriend, but then you told your mom that the demons took over. And instead of your mom to do what, because I don't feel like, that's what I'm saying, like, because I read this and I was like, man, that's one thing they do be saying about boy moms, that they be, you know what I'm saying, they be indulging their sons, But I feel like mothers know there's a line. Like, I feel like any real mother, as much as they would want to protect their son, would more than likely turn them in. Like, I feel like that's the most protection you could do. Rather than to help this nigga get away with murder, wow, like, that's crazy. And then what? So, like, because, like my nigga DJ Ghost be saying, shout out to my nigga DJ Ghost, man, it's not the first time he's done it, it's just the first time he got caught. This nigga, he probably has a history of, like, demons taking over. Like, demons don't just take over. I was like, hey, y'all seen the prayer? I said, thank you, Allah. Allah, I'm so grateful. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful. Thank you so much for allowing me to be able to have a touch of reality, a sense of reality. Because, man, I could not imagine. I would, God forbid, I wouldn't even want to think like that, of like thinking shit like that. Schizophrenic, lost the touch of reality, like being crazy. Like, shout out to my crazy people. Shout out to my people dealing with mental health and mental illnesses. I pray that you guys get through that. It's just, I'm so glad that my brain is intact, bro. But that's why I feel like sometimes that's why I be telling myself, don't dwell too much on shit like women and shit, because that shit'll drive you crazy, nigga. That shit'll drive you crazy. Comparison is a thief of joy. Don't ever compare yourself. To all my niggas out there, don't compare yourself. Just be better than yesterday. If anything, compare yourself to yourself. You woke up at 10 o'clock yesterday, wake up at 9 a.m. today. Compare yourself to yourself. What somebody else is getting, what somebody else's experiences, is not guaranteed is going to be your experience. It's not no guarantee that it's even going to work like that for you. It is no guarantee that that person's experience is even all that lit. It's no guarantee that they might even enjoy it. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself. Live your life and enjoy it. You could study. You can do like me, have an opinion on shit. But don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself. Please, my young brothers, my young niggas out there, don't compare yourself, bro. Live your life and run your race. Don't even run your race. Run your marathon. Dead homies, run your marathon. Don't look at nobody else. Do your own thing. Please. That's all I'm begging. And that's really to myself. But man, the Twitch community apparently is rallying behind this 18-year-old streamer, Nitro Camden, after his mom attacked him and threatened to kick him out during a 15,000 viewer raid. Man, am I just so... that's why I hate that I feel like the internet don't fuck me up so much, because I seen that shit and I was just like, what? Like, this is what we doing now? Like, respectfully, I really... I really just... I seen that. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm gonna just be, like I said, y'all know I always just tell you guys, hold on. Aww. But pretty much, I ain't gonna lie, I think it's fake. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm hoping. But I really think it's fake. I ain't gonna lie. Like, there's no way that because after, like I said, stream, especially because after I show Speed, I feel like he's kind of patched this. There's no way I feel like I could see someone getting beat on stream and low key believe it now. Like from mother to son. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I just be feeling like people know that empathy is the quickest way to like go viral. So I feel like they just like to make sad stories and sob stories. But my thing is, and this, like I said, this is just me. I could be wrong. I think my issue is I just don't feel like these people think about the after effect. Okay, now you got these people to feel bad for you. Now you got these people wanting better for you. Do you want better for yourself? Like, are you gonna leave this situation and we help you get out of the situation? Because a lot of times, I'm not gonna say it. Because like I said, I don't want to sit here and like come off like I'm trying to excuse domestic abuse or something like that. But I'm just saying, a lot of times, people they be knowing, and like it be coming off like they're more cahoots than they be giving off credit. So because I feel like the internet is such a scary place and it's like so easy to trick people, a part of me does kind of worry. Like, I hope that sounds fucked up. I hope like this is legit. You know what I'm saying? I hope like the nigga is really is getting fucked up and he needs to get out of that situation. Because in my head I'm like, if you're so desperate to go viral that you're willing to put you and your mother's relationship on full blast and essentially embarrass her, because it's not a good look for your mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, if this is fake and you're willing to put your mom out there abusing you and shit like that, I hope you're ready for what comes with it, bro. But if it is real, then yes, I want him to get the help he needs. I hope he gets the help he deserves. It's just like, for me, it's like the whole thing of like, I don't usually do this on camera, and then you're doing it on camera. It's like, it just comes off disingenuous. Like, if you're trying to stream and your mother's there abusing you, I'm not streaming right now. I'ma just wait. You know what I'm saying? I'ma just do something to like mitigate the situation. But to be streaming and letting your mom beat on you, and then to do it, and then to know it's on camera, and to just kind of post it, and then now people on the internet talking about while they're behind you, it's just like, because I've been seeing this shit, and everybody's so disrespectful to the guy's mom, and I'm just like, we're just seeing what we think we know what's going on, y'all. Like I said, like I feel like the internet showed us so many times that, like, bro, people will go the extra mile to fake a story. So it's like, I feel like we should just wait a little bit. Let's just wait. Because in my opinion, why is Twitch even showing this nigga? Why is Twitch even allowing that to be shown? Like, shouldn't his account be banned? Shouldn't his account be hidden and shit? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. What? It sucks because I should did that too. I didn't get all of my I didn't get all the I didn't get all of my what you call it? I didn't get all the battle pass things for my Fortnite battle pass. Damn. Why was he wearing the shirt? That's what I'm saying. What, like, cause I'm like, yeah, that's weird.
They all say that.
Buddy Wiper! Again. You need it, buddy.
You don't like butter.
Just one more time. One more.
Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, whoa, what the fuck was that? Yeah, that was kind of weird.
You have been an instant spark off of the bench this season since your debut. And what has allowed you to play with so much confidence and be that instant spark immediately?
Just focus on what I can do. So I want to help the team. Yeah, that's it. Yes.
That's so funny. Oh yeah, look at that. But alright, so now we've finished the social media topics. Let's get into some of my weekly recap. Nothing too crazy this week, y'all. I was supposed to go to Universal Studios to do the preview for the Fast and Furious ride, but I decided to change my mind because on that day, in particular, it was Wednesday, it was just so hot, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, and I just couldn't deal with it, so I decided to just postpone it. But if you guys know, I am going to Horror Nights, so hopefully by Horror Nights the ride is up and going, and I'll give you guys a review on the ride itself. But as far as that goes, this week, I didn't really go anywhere. I didn't go anywhere during the weekend. I could have went out, but honestly, I decided to just stay inside. But I still been going strong with the run challenge, so I'm gonna give you guys some updates on that. So starting on Friday, happy blessing podcast Friday. I woke up at 7:56 and bright and ready to get this run done. But I was also getting nervous because of my leg pain. But the leg day had to be handled, and then And then I took the time to pay the phone bill for the house because I was up and ready, because why the fuck not? After I paid the phone bill, I attempted to fix my diploma holder. And as you guys can see, my diploma is no longer standing up over there because while I was trying to fix it, I accidentally dropped the fucking diploma holder and I actually cut myself with the glass in the process. Even audibly yelled because I was annoyed with myself and for even touching it. But it was really mad at the product because the 3M strips is what really pissed me off. Okay? Because I don't even know why I fucking bought that. So after I got my waters, took another 2, and then I went to go pick up my nigga Donovan, who had taken a bus to me, and then we drove to Jamba Juice before we were going to Venice for a 3-mile run. And I ain't gonna lie, shout out to my nigga Donovan, because on this run, I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't even finish it like the way I wanted it to, but we still got 3 miles done out the way. And then after the run, we made some content. We basically made a video about how to make a 6-pack. And in this video, we basically showed you guys some workouts that you could do to help you guys get a 6-pack in case you guys want to have one. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry. I'm not telling y'all, oh, get a 6-pack and I don't have a 6-pack. I have a 6-pack and I'm teaching you guys how to get a 6-pack. And I ain't gonna lie, the creatine, I think it's been doing its job. Like, I feel like my muscles have been way more defined and I'm looking buffer. Like, I'm finally looking like the muscles are finally filling itself out. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, nigga, I mean, in reality, as long as I get small shirts, I'm gonna look buff. But I want to be able to get a large shirt and fill it out properly. Pause. But pretty much, after we made the content, due to it being Donovan's grandma's memorial, rest in peace to his grandma and her mom, I decided to drop my nigga off at the cemetery in Inglewood. But dropping him off was smooth. But I did not ask my nigga, how the fuck do I get out of this fucking cemetery? So after I dropped them off, I had to freaking struggle. I went to like 2 dead ends before I made it to the right exit. But after I left and I got some chocolate in a box. I don't know why. Like, of all the food that I could have got after this workout, I decided to go to Jack in the Box. But it was good, so I can't complain. But I'm not gonna lie, it was just, I don't know, I just didn't need it. I didn't need no Jack in the Box. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the diet that I'm having right now, Jack in the Box was just unnecessary. But after I went home, I forgot I was supposed to go to USPS to drop something off for my dad. But I forgot, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do it another day. So I got home and then I ate my food and I took a shower and I took a nice ass nap. After the nap, I recorded episode 58 of the Staydownla podcast because I was off last Friday. Because I'm like, that's why I was able to just take my time. After I recorded, I edited the podcast and I uploaded it. Then I did a pickup order and I got ready for the game night that I was invited to. I was invited to my uncle's game night and I did a pickup order for some wing stock because, you know, I had to bring the wings. You feel me? And then pretty much headed there around 9. Picked up a bottle of the Terramana, you feel me? Picked up my wing stock order and then I made it to my Uncle Ade's house where we turned up, played some board games. And then after the night, I ain't gonna lie, your boy was too done for the drive, so I decided to sleep over. And I could because it was my uncle's house, so I was able to sleep over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even peep, and like it's so scary too because I wasn't even comfortable sleeping there. Like, I don't know, that situation affected me more than I gave it credit for. My bad, my shit. I thought it was that. That situation kind of fucked me more than I gave credit for, and the person that's involved in the situation, they think I didn't care. They think I don't give a fuck, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like how. I guess it's not uncommon for people to try to tell other people how they feel about certain things, but how can you tell me how I feel about something? How can you tell me I don't care about something? Like, I don't even, like, it's me just even realizing, I'm like, dang, I'm like, that shit probably did bother me. Like, probably not sleeping in my bed now is probably going to be a little awkward now. Like, I probably got to go home, like, on me. Because I just, like, part of me, like, even though I was done for, even that night in general, I couldn't even get that done for, because I'm like, nah. You get done for, you do stupid shit. Stay awake. You know what I'm saying? Be aware. Like, I really gotta just get this liquor shit in control. And I can. I just think it's just, not even I think, I just get comfortable and think I can handle it. You know what I'm saying? I think, okay, I'm gonna be cool. I could take 6 shots. I'm gonna be cool. It's like, no, nigga, no. I think I just underestimate the effects of liquor because I know my landscaping, you know what I'm saying, I can landscape, I just fall asleep, you know what I'm saying, type shit. But nah, with liquor is like, that shit be, I take 1 shot on a good day, I'll be good. I take 1 shot on a bad day, I'm fucked up. But overall, either days, my stomach be hurting. So that's why for me, it just be like, only on special occasions. You know, that's why after that night, it was like I wasn't drinking for the rest of the week. Because I didn't really go nowhere, you know, I had nowhere else to go. So then on Saturday, I ended up switching to a closing shift, which I'm so glad I did, because the day before my coworker requested a switch shift, and I'm so glad I did it, because if I didn't, I would have had to wake up at like, you know what I'm saying, I just would have been fucked up, because I would have to wake up and go to work. So I would wake up at 10 a.m. because the night prior I went to the game night and was drinking, so due to that I took advantage of the sleep I could get. But like I said, I was telling you guys, I didn't fully sleep, and I don't know why. Like, I had pillows, I had blankets, but I think my mind just couldn't sleep because I wasn't at home. And I think, like I said, my anxiety is just like, you know, I never told you guys the situation, but just because of that thing, I think I just, when I'm not home sleeping anymore, I think it just feels weird now, you know? It is what it is. But pretty much, after that, I basically I got myself up, and I went home first, you know what I'm saying? I came home, got some sleep, then I woke up again at like 10 a.m. and I got up and I went to USPS to drop off a letter for my dad. After that, I came home and I cleaned out the fridge. I made some rice. I also did my morning routine, and David did 3 times of the 45-second wall sits. So I've been telling you guys, my knee has been paining me because, you know, all the running that I've been doing. The knee has just been having to suffer because of all the fucking run and all the torture I put it through. So because of that, I've been doing these wall sits, 45 seconds each, 3 times, that allegedly can help, you know, alleviate the pain. So we're gonna see. Dang, I gotta hurry up. I don't gotta hurry up, but you know what I'm saying? I gotta go to work. So after I did that, I headed out, and then I went to my closing shift. My shift went amazing, and then the letter S had reached out to me once again, stating that she wanted to speak. And in hindsight, I should have just did what I wanted to do, but it's clear that she needed this. So I was like, let me just be nice and give that to her. So when I got through my shift, I spoke to R, and that was good. I spoke with her up until I got to the house, and then S, I'm thinking she don't really want to talk to me for real. She really called me up, was like, so can I talk to you? I said, okay. She pulled up to me at the house, and she basically divulged how the situation caused her to feel, because I was telling you guys last week that, like, you know, the situation me and this person was in, we both handled it differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took it as, okay, let's get closer. They took it as, I need to crash out, and like, this nigga's like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to, but essentially, I think the what they say, the fallout of everything starts to really hit her, and I think she started realizing that, like, man, like, I don't like the choice that I made, but I gotta kind of stand on behind it. And it's like, because the only position, because me and her are not cool like that no more. I don't really care for her no more. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I only did that because we were both going through the situation, and instead of you like to work with me, you crashed out on me and then just said, hey, I just need some time apart. And in my head, I'm like, well, take that time apart, but then just leave me alone then. Yet after those 2 weeks, you started reaching out basically on some like how I tell you guys, women always do. I'm not gonna acknowledge what I did, but I'm just hopefully we just move on past it. Because I wasn't moving past it, we forced to acknowledge it. So now she was basically brought, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I wasn't gonna start the conversation. I was gonna just leave it alone. I guess she just, it's bothering her, right? So she pulled up on me on some shit, and she's like, you know, like, I know how I behaved wasn't right and whatever. Mind you, never apologizing for any of the shit she did, but just basically saying that, like, I was kind of tripping. But she's like, you know, when I go through stuff like that, I panic. You know, I'm just a girl. And when she said that, that's when I checked out, honestly speaking. If you at least could take accountability for the shit you do and, like, be 100 about it, I could fuck with you. But if you hit a nigga with the, I'm just a girl, I panic, that doesn't make it any better, because it's like, that means I feel like you know that what you're doing is wrong, or you know you're doing too much, but you just like, I don't care type shit. Saying all that, and then saying how much she cared about me and how much and all that stuff, and how because of the situation that she has to do what she has to do for the best of us. And I'm like, in my head, like I said, because I wanted, she even said, she's like, you're not talking as much as you normally do. In my head, I'm like, because I don't feel like I'm being heard anymore. Like, I don't feel like you're even listening, you know? In reality, I just wanted to tell her, like, you did all that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did what you needed to do, which I'm happy about. But don't try to put it on me like we both needed this. You clearly needed it. You did what you needed to do, and that's fine. But you have to stand on that. Now that we're in this situation now, don't be upset that I'm not the same upbeat guy. You put us in this position where you're not gonna get the upbeat guy anymore. We're just friends now. I'm not taking you that seriously. I'm not even trying to court you anymore. So it's like, duh, I'm not gonna be here whining and dining you. Of course I'm gonna be quiet. She's over there telling me, oh man, you know, I really liked you, and I just feel like in a situation you didn't care, like, you know my background, you know my parents, you know my this, you know my that, and that's where, to me, I feel like she was being disingenuous. I feel like instead of her to just acknowledge that maybe we just didn't work out, instead of her to try to make it seem like a nigga didn't care, that's where I was like, all right, you fucked up. Now I feel like now you're trying to make me the villain, and if that's the case, then it is what it is. I don't care then. I don't care enough, because in my head I'm like, this wasn't even a month span of dealing with you that all this shit happened like this. So that's if within that month, this is the idea and the image that you made of me. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to go ahead and go work on it, but that's it. That's it for now. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I don't think there's anything else we need to be. I don't think there's anything else we need to be discussing. So I just literally let her get everything she had to say off her chest. She even teared up a little bit. That's the main reason. I ain't gonna lie. When she started crying, that's when I was like, okay, I'm not gonna sit here and try to, you know what I'm saying? It's better to be liked than to be right. So when she started crying, I was like, you know what? I don't need to prove my point. She got it. She clearly, you came prepared with the waterworks. You got it. You won. You won. I'll be the nigga that didn't give a fuck about you. That clearly, because of everything I did, everything that I did literally shows that I didn't give a fuck. I'll be that. So she pretty much just got that off, and I was just like, it is what it is, gang. You got it, twin. Because on me, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? That's why 2 years, my nigga. It's been 2 years. I've been chilling. I told you guys. I just been on one person. It's just been literally the last people I've been with that I just been having feelings for. Because in my head, I'm like, I don't ever meet new people to have new feelings for. So it's like, don't try to see here, bro. When I care, and I be caring too fucking long, if anything. And that's what I'm saying. Even after that, that's what I'm saying. That, like, that moment, it bothered me so, because I'm just like, damn, am I just that fucked up as a nigga? Like, this whole time I'm thinking I care. Now it made me think, okay, well now I feel like, not to say it overly, but now I'm like, I want to be even more aware of how my actions are being interpreted, because I'm just like, what the fuck? The whole time my goal was to try to calm her down, was trying to just, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the point of panicking? Literally, you did all that panicking for what? A week later, 2 weeks later, now you in my face chilling, and nothing's come from the situation. And I told your ass, I told you nothing was gonna come from it. And even if something did come from it, I was gonna be the one to really suffer. I was gonna make sure nothing was gonna happen to you, bro. But you just, I don't know why. That's why in my head I'm like, did you do something that I don't know? That you know you did? That you know you have to be worried about? Because in my opinion, from how the shit went, the only person that's at fault is Kudus Edu. The only person that needs to take responsibility and accountability is Kudus Edu. And I've been doing that the whole time. I've been taking accountability the whole time. But I don't know, maybe I just don't take accountability the way that she wanted me to. I didn't care the way that she wanted me to. It is what it is. But to say I didn't care, to say I didn't give a fuck, I just couldn't do that. And honestly speaking, it was like, I'm like, you know what? You got that. You have every right to believe and think how you want to think, but I don't have to agree with you. So that's why I was just like, yeah, hey, I appreciate you for sharing this, but, you know, thank you. That's literally all I said. I was like, well, thank you, I appreciate it. And I just got out the car, and I went back inside, and I blocked her. No cap. Because I was like, I think it's best that me and this girl don't talk no more. Because I said, if this is, because in my head, like, the whole time she was telling me, I'm just like, you talking about this like this is all up to you. Like, all the decision making and whether or not we move forward or what we do from here is just up to you. Girl, it's a two-way street. Dude, you didn't even ask me if I still want to fuck with you anymore. You didn't even ask me how I felt about this situation. So that's why for me, I'm like, you don't even care about a nigga. You talking about I don't care about you. You don't care about me. What it was, like I was saying, she knew that I had potential to be hubby, I guess. So I guess in her mind and like to where she is in life, she's like, this is the nigga that could do all that, which I can. I could be the nigga that you could bring around your family. But my thing is, are you the woman that deserves that? Are you even at that stage yet? And if that's the case, is that even what we discussed? So I think she had a vision or a vision of what she expected us to turn out, and because it didn't turn out like that, she's upset. And in my head, I'm like, that was never the plan anyway. I could have sworn we was on some just chilling. Let's just see where it goes. Like, I fuck with you, you fuck with me. Let's just get to know each other type shit. After this conversation, I was like, oh, she already was thinking of a future with a nigga. Like, she already was like, you know what I'm saying? And looking back, I definitely see it. And looking back, it's kind of like what I was telling you guys earlier. These girls be lying. They'll tell you they want one thing, but they want another thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. So that pretty much was that. And I was just like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You got it. You got it, fool. No cap. I was like, you won. So I was like, she wasn't comprehending what I said. So naturally, once I seen it was no point, I didn't argue. I didn't respond. I just respected, understood where she was. And I went inside and I ate my leftover lunch, some ice cream and a PB&J sandwich and some Cocoa Crispy ice cream, some Cocoa Crispy cereal, and went to sleep. So now Sunday, blessed and new start of the week. I was still sorry, but I still woke up around 8 something to start my day. After checking the time that Knott's open, I then started getting ready for a run because I knew I wanted to run every other day this week, so I got to start with Sunday. So because I assumed I was going to Knott's with Adria, I was texting her to make sure that my workout was in accordance with our Knott's day. But once she replied and said rain check, I just focused on doing my own thing. So around 9 something, I started to get ready for the run. I did my morning routine, then 3 times 4 to 5 second wall sits for my knee pain. After that, I made a to-do list and I stretched for my run. And after the stretch, around 9:50, I started the run and I did about 5.33 miles total. After the run, I would come home and have a deep conversation about furthering my education with my neighbor. And then after that, I showered and then I put my clothes in the laundry and then I landscaped before heading out to do a pickup order at IHOP. After demolishing my order, I then took a well-deserved nap while my clothes were still washing. Before I even ate, though, for real, I made sure to make a TikTok, made sure to upload my videos on YouTube, and I made sure to be productive as fuck before I started any bullshit. And then I woke up from my nap, I landscaped again, and I played some GC Online on stream, and I asked Michelle to give me some milk and canes, and I ate that to end my night. So that was my Sunday. And then on Monday, Happy Blessed and Rucci show Monday, I woke up at 6 something because I was tired, but I knew I couldn't risk sleeping in too late because I had an 8 a.m. shift. So when I woke up, I wasn't really on my phone. I was instead focusing on getting ready to go to work on time. So after getting dressed and not even getting lunch, around 7 I left and headed out to work. Made it even earlier, did my affirmations in my journal, and made the TikTok during the work, but forgot to post it, lol. But during the work, I did my shift of 8 to 4:30, simple. Got some Five Guys for lunch, didn't even finish it. But after work, I rushed home and even dealt with traffic that y'all know I hate. But I made sure I made it home and I did a leg day, which was a workout that I did of 6 sets, 10 reps of different legs. And then after the leg day, I got my fit ready and I landscape prepped for my nigga Rucci show. Then I headed out to the show, made it there. My nigga Rucci turned up the whole night. We was at the Echo. That shit was fucking lit. It was a viral. It was movie, everything. And then I basically headed home after the show, got some hibachi, and I called it a night. So then on Tuesday, Happy Blessing, what could have been a Taco Tuesday, your boy woke up with anger on my mind because why did I get so lit on Monday night? I quickly shook it off, that shame, and I started getting ready for work. I did my morning routine of a prayer and teeth brushing, but no TikTok or affirmations or journaling at the time. After I got dressed for work, I then got my lunch together, which was leftover hibachi and leftover Five Guys. After that, I got my workout clothes ready for as I was planning to run with the Keeper 100 after work. So after I made it to work, I worked on my shift of 9:36, and I was like 5 minutes late. And then after that, I changed into my workout gear and then headed out to Culver City. Literally made it at 7 p.m., stretched, and ran with the group. And I was planning to just do 4 miles. But once I seen some people keep running, I decided to keep running too. And after that, I ended up doing 6 miles. I landscaped, and then I went home, and I just ate my leftover hibachi and shit. So on Wednesday was pretty simple. It was the middle of the week. Your boy woke up on that because I woke up early and was originally supposed to go to Universal Studios. So I was kind of mentally preparing for that, but knew the gym came first no matter what. So after I cleaned my room up, I made some content for my TikTok, did my affirmations, and did my journal. Around 9:40, I headed to the gym, and then I had an amazing upper body day. Got the machines I needed, and after the gym, I went to get some. I was basically deciding whether or not I really want to go to Universal because after I left the gym, it was just so hot. So I was like, let me just see. So pretty much I was like, I need to go see End Up Oak Street, and I want to know if I'm gonna go to Universal. But if I was gonna go to Universal, I was like, go to Universal and then see End Up Oak Street after Universal, or go to Universal, see End Up Oak Street, and then go to Universal. I was leaning more towards seeing the movie first because I knew that my skip the line don't start till 3 o'clock anyway. So it's like I don't really need to be there super duper early, you know. But honestly speaking, I just decided that ultimately I didn't really need to go to the movie. I didn't really go to Universal, so I just decided let me just go see the movie. So I decided to just go home, cancel my reservation, showered, and I headed out to Wingfoot for the pickup order, like I told you guys before making South Bay. And I knew I was gonna be late, but I was pretty late. I missed the intro of the movie, but overall it wasn't a movie for me. I enjoyed the premise. Camera was good. Storyline needed work. I was able to excuse it because of the, I was able to excuse it. It was just the traveling aspect that made my nerve brain bleed. So after the movie, I got some Cinnabon, 2 Cinnabons to be exact, and I headed home and I tore them both up. I'm so sorry. I was supposed to eat both of them that night, but I did. And I went straight to sleep. After the coma, I woke up. I played the game for the rest of the night, and then ate the second Cinnabon. And then I just enjoyed my Wednesday. And then yesterday, Thursday, Happy Blessing Podcast Day Thursday. Woke up at 9, and it was mainly because I was up at 3 a.m. due to my food coma. Waking me up, and due to that, my sleep was fractured. And to be honest, I've been enjoying my sleep because I can at least, or try to turn off my brain. So after I woke up and stopped making excuses for myself, I walked in and got started to get ready and for a run. After I got ready, I dressed up, prayed, and did my affirmations, and then I started my run. 40 minutes later, did 3 miles at an 8:50 pace, and I thought I was gonna be up, but as soon as I finished the run, I was done for. I was so done for that I fucking left my keys outside the house. And I'm just so grateful that Allah didn't allow me to go through what could have happened, which is basically someone stealing my house keys and driving off in my car. Bro. But God didn't let me go through that. So while doing that, so pretty much after that, you know what I'm saying, I tried to take a nap, but for some reason when I'm about to take a nap before work, especially after workouts, I've noticed that my brain be awake. I'll be awake, but I'm like, my eyes are closed. So like I'll be like this, but if someone was to call me, I could just wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole time I'm up, but I'm trying to sleep. But pretty much I just did that. Like I said, took that fake ass nap. Tried to go to work. Tried to take the nap, but I did go to work. I did my closing shift, did my thing, and work was smooth. And my parents came back from Nigeria yesterday. So honestly speaking, I should have been recording my podcast last night, but I was just so happy to see them that I was just talking to them, just catching up with them and just chilling, just vibing. So once that was done, I pretty much ate some stew, some rice, and some KFC because he got some KFC from Dubai. And I just did that, and I just called it a night. So that was my Thursday, and that was my week. And with that being said, that right there is Staydownla Podcast. I do apologize for having to rush the outro like this, but because your boy started late, I gotta get ready for work and shit. So you guys already know the deal. See you guys again next week. Same time next week for episode 60. It's been episode 59 of Staydownla Podcast. It's been your host with the most, with the roast, KSTAKS the P. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this, but I still would, because at the end of the day, you guys already know I do this for me, but I do this for me and y'all. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next episode. I'm out. Peace.